Thank you for joining the Syndicate Network and your host, Skywalker the Jedi. Skywalker the Jedi.
This rock while I give y'all a second to tap in. Yeah, let's get it going. Hey, this is your boy Sky tapping in. Hold up, let me make sure all this is set to ready to go. All right. Much love, peeps. It is your boy Skywalker tapping in with y'all again. It is 11:17. We are live during the Sales ZSJL and Sales Snyderverse and Netflix trending event. We are getting it in. Much love to all y'all out there rocking out and listening to this thing live while y'all on the timeline. You dig? It's massive amounts of work being put in right now. I want to say thank you to each and every person that's been out there rocking out, doing what needs to be done. You know what I mean? Continuing on with what we love, showing our passion right out there on the timeline, getting this stuff done, and really just being a part of this thing, doing it the right way. And I just got much love and appreciation for each and every single one of y'all. That's been just, that's been rocking out this entire time. And that's going to be crossing this finish line with us pretty soon. Cause I really do think that we're getting closer and closer to this thing being wrapped up. We just got to make sure that, we continue to do what we've been doing, which is show passion, show love for these projects, and just really do it the right way while not getting caught up in all this nonsense and just continuing to be effective, right? Y'all know how much we love that word, right? But in reality, it is that part of this that is most important to us and why we're going to continue rocking out and doing what we do. And like I was saying, I just think that, we're very close to crossing this finish line. And I want to say is thanks to everybody that's been rocking out. Shout out to everybody that is catching this live and that will be listening in on the replay as well. We've already had a bunch of dope pictures, animations, videos, trailers, and all types of stuff coming out this morning. It's been a beautiful thing to see, as it always is on these types of days. Just seeing everybody rocking out with these things that they love and showing their passion for these characters and just coming out here and showcasing everything, man. It's super dope to watch. It's super dope to be a part of, and I just I just love all of you guys' passion and hard work, dedication, because this stuff is not easy. It's not easy being locked in, almost like year round like this. and kind of having the time to put in for these big days, is definitely something that we don't take for granted over here. So we just appreciate you guys first and foremost for taking all this time out, working on these edits, working on these videos, working on these pictures, working on these graphics, right? Just everything, man. Because when it all starts coming together on trending day, it's always beautiful. And I'm sure everybody is still kind of on pins and needles right now, waiting to see if Zach is gonna post something later. I think he is most definitely, but we just gonna make sure that we still rocking out all day until that happens, right? But shouts out to everybody rocking out, and um, I I also want to announce that on stream later we will be debut, because if you guys have been watching my streams, we've been kind of teasing that the dispute is almost over. We've been teasing that for quite some time, and tonight the dispute will be put to bed officially, and never to be brought back up ever again. So once the dispute is over tonight, everybody will be able to kind of see exactly what's been going on. And yeah, it should be a dope event. Part of the reason why I'm holding this too is because I was having a talk with, it was the homie Apex Lux, and uh during this conversation we were actually like really, really hoping that some antis and haters kind of show up, because with everything that's been going on recently, it's just like, hey, it's time that we try to have a conversation. So hopefully a little later, uh one of them might show up and try to tell us exactly why they think that we're wrong, and we can give them the platform and all that good stuff. And yeah, we can just have that conversation finally. But until then, we're going to be uh allowing a few people to come up here, um give some messages to the community, and not only just that, just open up the conversations for people just talking about 11/17, and just is this whole day as a whole, what it's felt like in these past few weeks with all of this exact discussion kind of ramping back up, how everybody feels about it, all that good stuff, and just like we always doing, celebrating our passion and being effective while we're doing it. I'll be done with the opening statements in a little bit. So anybody that would like to request a mic, you guys can start doing that now. And in a few minutes, I'll start bringing you guys up here. Um, Another thing that I wanted to touch on as well is I'm actually super sorry that this whole shutdown thing happened, because we were absolutely planning to be at the opening event um for the what's it called, the Netflix house out in Philadelphia. We had made plans to make sure that we were going to be in the building there for that, and because of the shutdown and all that stuff, we ended up not being able to do that. So that kind of sucks, but um at the same time, we're here 11/17. We're gonna try to make sure that we're at the next Netflix house opening, because we really, really wanted to be there for you guys, man. But yeah, the whole shutdown and the stuff with the planes was going on, and it was like, nah, we're gonna just double back and do that later. So yeah, we will try to be there for the Netflix house opening in Dallas next month. But shout out to Philly, and we will get out there into the Netflix house pretty soon. Let me go ahead and start bringing you guys up one by one. First, I want to bring up the homie Castello's way. Let me go ahead and give you the mic, sir, And as soon as you have your situation straight, you can ask your questions, make your comments, or just talk to the people. The platform is all yours, bro. Let me know as soon as you're straight, and we'll let you know if the people can hear you.
Shit. Sorry, I was in mute. My bad. My bad. No, now I'm falling into that. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, bro. All
All
good.
right.
What's going on?
Good, man. Just bad day at work, so I just came out, had a smoke, and hear you out, man. And I
Hopefully your day gets better, bro. You know what I'm saying?
oh no, I did my no, yeah, man, yeah. I'm heading for the gym later, and I'm I'm planning my trip now, so I'm life's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. It's all good, you know. But there are things that I need to say because there seems to be some confusion going on with us as the lethal geeks because I understand that some of you are kind of shocked that we started hashtagging sell again. I want to make something real clear with everybody. First of all, this has been a great day. You know, the videos are out, the pictures are out, everybody's engaged, and that's awesome, dude. We at the Lethal Geeks, we never, and I'm going to repeat this again because I know a lot of you are, for lack of a better term, disappointed with us. First of all, I want to apologize to everybody in the community if you guys think that we betrayed you, that we neglected you. That was never the case. We as a team, not Phil, the Lethal Geeks, we as a team took went on a different route. But our mission has always been the same: get Snyder his movies back. We tried to unite people, and we realized we couldn't do it. We were able to unite some people, bring people together, but we realize now that we can't unite everybody. So we decided to choose a side because we wanted to bring everybody together. But at no point in time we wanted to be the leaders. If that came across that we were trying looking for cloud and all that, I apologize because that was never our intention. Did I get a little high on that? Yes, I did. And I said to you guys many, many fucking times, I'm a man of my word. I own my mistakes. And if I have to, if I have to be held accountable, hold me accountable. Hold us accountable. So I want to thank you, Sky, for giving me this opportunity to clear the air. Um, the things that we spoke privately, that nobody needs to know. That's all personal shit. But I am really sorry if some of you felt betrayed. That was not our intention. There was a reasoning why we did what we did because of marketing purposes. Because Rox is the expert in marketing to try to get people to get everybody to hashtag sell, but not sell WBD. No, not sell WB. That was just a marketing strategy. The old purpose was to transition everything back to sell. Because yeah, we believe Netflix is the way. Definitely not Paramount. And now the Saudis, I don't know, but definitely we chose a side, we chose Netflix.
Hey, I first I want to thank you for being willing to come on here and have that conversation. Yeah, we did kind of talk privately, and I'm just glad that born from that, we're able to now kind of come and have this conversation publicly because, once again, like what was talked about privately can absolutely stay that way. But yeah, I just really thought that it was important to get you guys on here and kind of let you talk to the people after hearing what your words were. So for sure.
Yeah, no, like I said, and I don't know if Rox, are you there? Is he there?
Yes, I'm actually about
Okay,
to bring
yeah,
him
because
up now. Yeah.
okay, because Charles is working, and honestly, Charles doesn't want to deal with Twitter drama, so
Yeah,
you know his
absolutely.
situation. So that's
Absolutely.
when it's shit like this, me and Rox, well, you talk to us, leave Charles out of it. But you spoke with him also when we had that chat, and we're good, dude. Like we don't we just wanted to listen. We're all fans at the end of the day. We're fans. But one thing though that we also want to start doing, and not that we don't believe in the mission, not that we don't want to fucking like have conversation with people online and everything, but we now have to. We need to transition now because we don't, like I told you, Sky, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of bickering here and there. I just want to talk about movies. I just want to talk about comics. So now I'm in transitioning now because I'm leaving the country and I'm prepping shit here. But we as the Lethal Geeks, we want to start focusing on geek shit. We will be covering obviously Snyder and all that, but when it comes to participating in campaigns, we don't want to participate no more. Not because we don't want to, because like I told you, our big plan. We want to create the Lethal Geeks is a platform that we want to expand a lot bigger, much bigger than Snyder. So I hope any of you guys listening can forgive us and join us when we go back live, because we are going to go back live. We're planning a stream pretty soon. And yeah, guys, like, listen, I'm not perfect. None of us are. Nobody in the fucking world is perfect. The difference is when you own your shit and you learn from them. Absolutely, then that makes you a better person. Because I'm still learning this YouTube shit. I know I've made mistakes. I know I've offended people unintentionally.
Rock Talk. Can you go on mute, please?
Oh, he's in? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil.
But yeah, dude. So like I said, I mean, everybody's welcome to our platform, but we don't want to be fighting and arguing no more with nobody. Like I told you, Sky, I'm stressed out because a lot of people on YouTube and Twitter, they're looking for engagement. They're looking to pick a fight. They're looking to try to get clicks. At no point in time that has ever been our mission. And I just want to move on, basically. I want to move on to something that's more cheerful and happier. But we're still going to be obviously campaigning, hashtagging when we have to, but we're not gonna be like full time on it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Because I don't know if I'm using the right word.
Yeah, I always said that whatever people are doing with their platforms is like up to them. I just feel like their interactions with the community should be on the up and up. That's all that I've ever cared about. But yeah, we absolutely get where you're coming from. Rock Talks, did you have something that you wanted to kind of add to that before
man.
we move forward?
Definitely. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just want to elaborate a little bit on what Phil was saying, and I want to explain to everybody. Hey, Phil, go on mute, buddy.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, everybody mute when they're not talking.
My bad. All right, hold on. All right, go.
All right, I just want to elaborate a bit more on what the intentions were behind when we pushed the Sell WB to Netflix hashtag. So the idea, basically, I want everybody to understand what I saw happening. And what I saw happening was everything that Sky had already mentioned. We see all these hashtags that were out there tweeting out into the ether, okay? And I had this idea of potentially reaching out to the majority of the hashtags and doing something very similar to what I did today for the Sell hashtag for their campaigns, okay? But the idea behind it was because I believe that they are tweeting out into the ether, tweeting out into the void, was to attach the Sell WB to Netflix hashtag to those hashtags. That way, we are actually directing those messages to where we believe they need to go. That's why we attempted Sell WB to Netflix. The point behind Sell WB to Netflix was never for us to trend. We never asked anybody to trend the hashtag. The point was for us to attach that to the conversations outside of the DC fandom. When all the news broke about WB being up for sale and all the political stuff that was going on behind that, us at the Lethal Geeks, we don't talk politics on our podcast. That's one of the things that we completely avoid. But one of the things we thought of was, how do we attach ourselves to this conversation so that people outside of the DC fandom can kind of grasp and understand what's going on? That's why we first dropped that Matrix trailer. Escape the Matrix, sell WB to Netflix. The Matrix that we were talking about was escaping WB, escaping this whole political atmosphere that's going on behind all this, and bringing the conversation over to our side. That was the attempt there. The intentions, as Phil said, at the end of the day, I knew how easy this was going to be for us to flip the conversation back over to sell ZSJL to Netflix, sell Snyderverse to Netflix. Those were always the intentions. It was just about getting to that point where we could actually do that. And then I could actually sit down and reach out to the leaders of the Cell movement and explain all of this to them, which is what we ended up doing. That was really all that was really it. That was all that there was to it. The intentions were always to come back to you guys, to always come back to sell Snyderverse to Netflix, sell ZSJL to Netflix. But there is one more thing I need to address today, okay? And Sky, you know, I don't want you to get in trouble for what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. Recently, I've noticed that there seems to be a certain group of people out there pushing certain things that aren't very too happy with the direction that we decided to go. And I made a public post on my personal X page explaining that regardless of how other people feel, this is the direction that we chose to go. This is the direction that we chose to put our resources behind and push. And when it comes to this hashtag shit, as far as I'm concerned, and I've said it before, you guys want to tweet restore, you guys want to tweet this, you want to tweet that, tweet whatever hashtag you want. But at the end of the day, you're not going to come on my page and try to influence me or change the thoughts that, or change the perception that us and the Lethal Geeks are pushing to suit your narrative. So I made a comment in regards to somebody with the associate producer words in their bio, because this person with the associate producer words in their bio felt that they have some level of importance because of these words in their bio, that they think that it's okay for them to come and scrutinize us on our page, okay, and try to influence the direction that we're going, when I made it very, very clear to this individual, you're not going to influence us. This is our direction. You are free to do as you choose to do. I was very polite and very professional at first. But obviously this individual got triggered by what I said and started being very rude in his response and very derogatory in his response. So out of frustration, I may have said something and posted something on my page, basically calling this individual with the associate producer words in his bio as living in a fairy tale fantasy land. Because I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if you have those words in your bio and you are not actively in the trenches and you are going after people who are putting in work, I can't explain to you guys how much work we at the Lethal Geeks have put into this operation. I can't explain to you guys the level of sacrifices, personal sacrifices, that some of us have made for this, okay? You guys wouldn't comprehend how deep this shit is for some of us. But then you got other individuals in private chats and in private convos who try to counter that by saying it's just movie shit. That's where you're wrong, guys. This is not just movie shit to us. This is way bigger than just movie shit. Okay? Like I said, a lot of us behind the scenes have made a lot of personal sacrifices in our lives to get this movement, to get this cause to where it is today. So keep that in mind the next time you want to tell somebody that this is just movie shit, because it's so much more than that. And I'm pretty sure the vast majority of you guys listening into this conversation would agree with that.
Hey man, I want to thank you for coming on here and sharing your perspective, bro. I mean, I've always been thinking that hey, that this was a lot deeper than just getting some movies, but it seems like people are finally figuring that out now. Uh we got the homie Leon stopping through. What's going on, bro? How are you feeling, sir? Um did you want to tap in with anything before we get the lethal geeks back in here?
Yo, yo, yo. How's everybody doing on this fine 11/17, this fine trending day? Yeah, I was actually
Hey,
concerned.
I'm I'm feeling
Hmm?
great, Brody. Yep, I'm
Hey,
feeling great.
and good to hear from you, Sky. And for those that don't know, which the majority of people here probably know, that's the man who came up with the idea. All right. I'm the right hand to help facilitate a whole lot of other shit. But if not for this guy here, the fandom would be tweeting into the ether and screaming about firing a co-head of a certain studio, right? And I cannot emphasize that less. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be emphasized every time I got a mic because
Thank you, bro.
this isn't about thank you. Because this isn't about clout. This isn't about trending. This isn't about this. This isn't about that. If you don't come up with this idea, and if me, you, and the rest of the team don't cultivate this idea, the fandom doesn't have the fervor and fire that it has. No matter what occurs today or tomorrow or the 20th, because everybody's been highlighting the 20th as far as the trades and the business, those that speak business are concerned, right? No matter what occurs, no matter what side you sit on in terms of this goofy hashtag nonsense, right? You got to admit the fandom was sad, the fandom was pissed, and the fandom was kind of directionless. It was just yelling and saying, "Fire James Gunn." I had one of the most viral tweets, and I kind of reignited the Fire James Gunn thing. I was putting a bunch of different articles about Fire James Gunn. I was like the first one to say it, literally, when he got hired. And he said what he said and did what he did in regards to Henry Cavill, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Sky comes along with this idea after the fandoms basically quieted. We were silenced. And one burst of fire, this dude, it went from that anger to basically like, yeah, we're done. And now we'll just meme and crack jokes. Meanwhile, Sky's cooking up a plan and he and I are going back and forth behind the scenes. And then he reveals the official plan online. I tweet with the other hashtag to make sure it's solid, to make sure that there's nothing that could penetrate this great idea, right? Because we all know how algorithms and hashtags work. But the hashtags, although important, they're only a tip of the iceberg. The idea itself was something that solidified and reawoken the fandom. The idea itself was to say, all right, well, Warner Brothers doesn't want to continue. They don't want to restore. They don't want to deal with Zack Snyder. They don't even want to deal with us. They made it quite clear in articles and in several movements that they did, I should say. So we said, screw that. We're not going to talk to them anymore. And selling to Netflix became the best option. It just makes sense, right? Zach's already there. He's getting treated like a king as best as they can facilitate. It's great. It's a duh type of an option. Everybody and their mother should have been on board. And I'm not even trying to dig deep into the conversation of goofy ass idiots who did not want to come on board for whatever their reasoning was. It is what it is. But what I will say is that conversation also opened the door for the obvious, which we spoke about a lot of times. The first time that Sky ever asked Zack Snyder the question to end all questions, he said, Netflix or a third-party platform. We had already left the door open, and we said several times, we're focusing on Netflix for obvious reasons, but anybody could come in and take this thing. We're just not prioritizing our time and our efforts towards Warner Brothers and talking to them. Obviously, they're a part of the conversation because they have the thing that we're asking to be sold. But we're not going to negotiate with them about it. We're going to leave it up to Netflix and whoever the hell else wants to come along and ask them for it. The priority was always to tell Netflix and third parties, hey, we're a sizable fandom. We're a sizable subscriber base, to quote Sky, right? So I'm saying all this, a lot of this is already known by a lot of you, and shout out to you guys. Shout out to Nessa, Floyd, Josh, Necron, Danger, Osa, D-Main, Curly Ray, TJ, Cal, Bishop, Adrian, Frank C. Shout out to those that's been there. Shout out to the Cool Table. I already said Necron, Austin, Sky, obviously, myself, Josh, the Syndicate Network. Shout out to everybody, right? A-Pass, Mama Bear. So y'all already know, like I'm preaching to the choir, but for those that don't know, I just wanted to reiterate why it was and is, I see you, D-Man, shout out to you, why it is important to highlight that without this idea, where the hell would the fandom be? Would we have the fire to aim all, if not most, if not all of our conversation and our energy and effort towards and away from Warner Brothers? You guys don't understand the blow that we gave them by doing that, right? And it's not personal. It's not, I mean, for some it is, but it's not, it's all business. We are the consumer. We're the customer. It's our money and our time. And if we don't like what we see, either on screen or coming, right, we're going to tell them in the best way we can. Not just a boycott, not just the closing of wallets. Shout out to the Lethal Geeks, but something more than that. Something of a, hey, what are we going to do after that? Because it went deeper, guys. It went deeper than just saying, I don't like them. Fire this one. F that one. Well, okay, well, what next? Because that's all we've been talking about. Well, the what next was, we ain't talking to Warner Brothers. We want this studio to buy them, Netflix. Well, what if they can't do it? Somebody will, somebody can. But we talking to Netflix. The point is, it's a whole bunch of us that have not given up, and we're prepared to move all of our things from this particular apartment and move into this big ass house. All right. And I'm gonna say this one more time before I move forward with the rest of what I got to say. This is all off the dome. This was a priority, and that needs to be highlighted. So I don't want any motherfucker to sit up here and say that what Sky, myself, and the rest of the team did is for naught, simply because you like a hashtag. I don't give a shit what hashtag you like. If not for what we did, this fandom would have drowned. And that is the honest to God truth, and you know it. Now, with that out of the way, before I continue, Scott, you got anything to say after that?
Yo, I had to run back to the phone. I was just listening to you cook, bro. Real quick. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? We did kind of do, if not for what we did as a whole, this thing would have fallen off the side of a cliff, just like the thing that housed the mother box with the Amazonians. You know what I'm saying? It would have just fallen right off that side of that cliff, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we just had to keep.
I like that analogy.
We would have just had to rock out like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's been a pleasure, man. And shouts out to all y'all. But I want you to finish, and I'm gonna kind of come in afterwards because I gotta cook. So go ahead, bro.
For sure. A couple of other tidbits I wanted to dive into briefly is that, shout out to those that kind of waned and gave up or blocked or acted like bitches or whatever. You know me, I don't mince words. And then decided to circle back or bust a U-turn, right? That's not to lump them in with people who kind of were just quiet and didn't know what to do. I don't begrudge anybody being uncertain because I know this comes with a lot of emotional baggage for some, right? But I'm highlighting those for a reason, right? Because there are people who did certain things and said certain things or didn't do certain things that they know they should have done or should have said certain things that they didn't say, that they skipped around or manipulated or whatever, right? Whatever bullshit puppeteering that occurred, it happened. And here's what I'm going to say. And it may sound like I'm highlighting Sky, myself, and the rest of the team again. But if you're not prepared to be the man, then step the fuck out the way. It's that simple. I know everybody's got priorities in life, and we all go through ups and downs, and we all go through emotional circumstances. But if you pick up the sword or the ring and you put it on, okay, you better be prepared to handle all the pressures. Because I myself am a military veteran. I do not have time to sit here with people and their bullshit ass excuses about why they can or couldn't or didn't handle the crown. Okay. This is why gentlemen such as myself and Sky were tailor made for opportunities and circumstances like this. And this is why I get annoyed when people try to come through and play like they're usurping or play like they're the ones or play like they're like what we were doing wasn't shit when we carved our own niche, our own little side of the fandom that got highlighted by Scott Stuber as well as others. We carved our own pathway for the fandom. We got no money out of this. No money was made. Matter of fact, money's been lost. I'm not complaining. I make a damn good living. My bad. Lord forgive me. I make a blessed good living. I'm good. Right now, I got a client sitting over off to the side, and I'm doing my thing. Right? I'm not complaining. What I'm saying is, if you are not prepared to step up, but you force yourself in to step up, and you became opposition, I got nothing for you. But if you're back, now's the time to prove your worth. Because nothing, if you think about this, right? If you've been following along with everything that's been occurring, nothing that has been happening outside of what we did was actually necessary. Meaning, those that said, oh, I had this idea to do this with a hashtag or do that with the fandom or that with the messaging. If you think about it, what me and Sky created, it was already ironclad. So we didn't need anything. All we needed was people to push what we were doing and being effective. If you had other ideas outside of that, that's fine. I'm good with that. I'm straight with that. But when you make yourself opposition in the process, that's when I got a fucking problem. Because your ideas and the shit that you did, it didn't derail anything. It just exposed you for who you are. Someone who couldn't handle the fucking spotlight and couldn't handle the fucking leadership when you should have just left shit the way it was and just kept joining in. Or start your own little arms race of sorts in your own way and stay in your own lane and don't try to throw shade and darts at us. You get what I'm saying? I hope this is coming across clear to those that need to hear it, because I'm not naming names and I'm not calling anybody out. Conversations have been had all across the board to many of people behind the scenes. I'm just airing this out to the public as best as I can without being too completely transparent, because I want to protect people's identities and people's, personal shit. Now, with that out of the final thing that I'm going to say is to the public and to the fans. First was the highlighting. And again, this is off the dome, so forgive me. First was the highlighting. I needed to highlight why this is important, why the idea is important, and why this day is important in regards to what we've been doing. Because this isn't as simple as, oh, the fans have always been rocking out. Because that's not fucking true. There's been a lot of people who have been scattered all over the place. The one thing that James Gunn ever said that, but the truth, that was the honest to God truth, is that this fandom was fractious. It was all over the place. It was rudderless. That's the one thing I'll agree with that dude on. It was a mess until the idea, and until the cultivation of said idea, and until the birth of Zack Snyder's Cell movement. That is not to say that anybody that came before us or after us is less than, but it is to say that without Zack Snyder's Cell movement, this fandom would have been rudderless. So first the highlighting, then the second thing that I touched on just now was the calling out of bullshit, because I could have went further and ethered some of you motherfuckers, but I'm not. The third thing that I'm going to highlight is you guys, the fans and those that rock out. I love you guys. Yeah, I know I don't use that L word easily, but I love you day ones. Those that have been here through it all and never wavered. Those that have been DMing the hell out of me, tagging me and everything, calling me, meeting me in person, giving hugs, giving well wishes, breaking bread with one another. Like it gets real layered with us, yo. And to those that I haven't met or may never meet, and you are day one and you know you have never gone anywhere, because I keep track of a lot of this. I know who's a day one. Even if you think you're a small account, see you. Don't worry, you'll get your flowers. I appreciate you, because no matter what little hashtag bullshit wars was going on, you still said to yourself, I'm going to stick with Cell, because why not? I even seen people that use other hashtags, which again is perfectly fine, followed our rules of engagement and still were like, no, I'm going to use their hashtags for this, and I'm going to use these other ones for that. I appreciate y'all. Again, those that understood the assignment and those that rocked out, never wavered, when all was lost and all seemed dark, when hope damn near eviscerated, when not hire Henry Cavill, quote unquote, since he wasn't fired, according to James Gunn, after not hiring Henry Cavill, that was the proverbial nail in the Snyderverse coffin. When you do not hire Superman, when you extinguish hope, right? The House of L came through our Superman, Skywalker. And Batman had no choice but to say, we got to do a trending day. Y'all all stepped up. You never gave up, man. And I appreciate y'all. I really do. You guys are the reason why whenever I'm getting pissed off or annoyed, or I'm just like, man, I go, nah, for them, we got to keep going. Because I don't gain shit from this. Y'all don't even know my fucking name. Think about that. I get nothing from this. Except for the Snyderverse continuing. Outside of that, what the fuck do I get? This isn't about clout. Again, I have a career. I make good money. I don't fucking need this. This is literally for me, a fan, and y'all as fans. We've been trying to do the best we can to be effective. That's it. That is it. And those that realized it never went anywhere. And by God, I appreciate that. Because really, it's the easiest decision you've probably ever made in your life, whether you realize it or not. I'm going to thank you profusely like it was a difficult one, but it's probably the easiest decision you've ever had to make in your life. Great idea gets made. A bunch of guys who I don't know are cultivating it, spending their time, money, and effort for a thing that all I have to do is use some hashtags and follow some rules. Well, gee, damn golly, why don't I just do that? Sounds easy, right? But sarcasm aside, I thank the day ones profusely, because the difficulty comes in the whole cultish attitude and the bullying and the, for lack of a better term, from others trying to make you feel weird for doing whatever you're doing. I get it. But congratulations for keep for continuing the easiest decision you've probably ever had to make, man. Because this is an easy slam dunk. I think I'm done. I just kind of want to highlight a couple of people in the chat. Again, Frank C, David. I see you. David's been in my mentions a lot. Curly Ray, TJ, Demain, Osa, Danger. What up, Danger? Josh, Necron, Floyd, Nessa, Costello, Rock, myself, Sky. My goodness, you guys have been there. And I'm gonna say this too, since Aaron Fisher's in here. Okay, I got nothing against you personally. I don't know you from a slice of bread in the supermarket, right? I'm gonna highlight this real quick because I just have to be honest. You rocked out with a jackass, and I'm not gonna say her name, but someone who thinks she's a Wonder Woman. You highlighted her a whole bunch of times from clips that motherfuckers was sending me, where you're talking about Cell Snyderverse on Netflix and Cell ZSJ on Netflix, Zack Snyder Cell movement, and you talked about it like you didn't know who the fuck did it. But you're a smart guy. I know you're not stupid. So here's my advice to people like you, Mr. Aaron Fisher. Next time some shit like this happens, and all the little resources you have as a little journalist on YouTube, and you know damn well you could go knock proverbially on someone's DMs, how about you do that and stop trying to play games? Because you knew damn well Scammy was nobody in terms of Cell. But you continue to highlight people like her who did nothing but try to cause dissension between us. But I do appreciate you on and off again getting on board with Zack Snyder's Cell movement. And that's nothing personal. It's just when I see bullshit, I try not to step in it. So with that being said, everybody listening, I thank you. Let's rock the fuck out. Use the 2 hashtags that have been the most effective, right? Not just a message that's just like restore or make, which that's fine. But you want to tell them that we want this to go somewhere, okay? Where do you want it to go? Tubi? Amazon? Netflix? Is it anywhere but Warner Brothers or anywhere but Netflix? I don't know. Whatever you decide, if you rocking with us, you know what to do. Use them 2 hashtags. Hashtag Cell ZSJ on Netflix. Hashtag Cell Snyderverse on Netflix. Zack Snyder Cell Movement, founded by your boy Skywalker, your boy the New Geeks, the men. Founded for Zack Snyder himself. Doing this for the fans. Doing this for Autumn. Doing this for y'all. Peace out for now. Bang.
Hey, much love to the New Geeks, bro. Appreciate you coming up and giving your thoughts, man. You know what I mean? Like, and I just wanted to highlight this real quick before I start getting some more people up here. Just to kind of piggyback off of what he was saying. You know, the scatterbrained activity today, I think, proves exactly what we have been saying, right? If you look around today, it's all types of stuff going on. It's restore stuff going on. It's make this, it's make that. It's, it's all types of different things happening. It's still release other stuff. It's all types of stuff. And all we did was come along and say, hey, let's put all of these ideas behind this one thing, and let's go ahead and use that to try to unify the community, right? And the fact that this whole time people have been trying to come to us, asking us to unify, when this is the shit that we're using to unify people, right? There is no like giving in to this stuff, because it's like, hey, when you say, hey, I'm gonna rock out with the restore thing, okay, but it's all types of other stuff that's going with that as well. So do we partner with the restore one? Are we partnering with like make Zack Snyder's Justice League 2? Are we partnering with Bring Back Zack Snyder? Are we partnering just all these different things are things that have been presented to the fan base and was ramped up significantly recently, right? Zack Snyder likes a certain post. All of a sudden, it's craziness. Zack Snyder retweets our hashtags. People are literally saying, what does this mean? Right? There seems to be a lot of willful confusion surrounding what we do at each and every single point. So, throughout this process, the fact that now we've been trying to, and we had Rock Talks kind of speaking to this earlier. You have people trying to bully people into using certain things when we're the ones that got this entire conversation started back up to begin with. You know, we are the
That
reason.
was me that said
You know
that.
what? Hmm?
That bullying thing. That was me that said that. I don't know if Rock Talk said it too.
No, yeah. Rock Talks brought that up before. Yeah,
Oh, good job, Rock
yeah,
Talk. I didn't even know that.
yeah.
Oh, real quick
Yes.
before you cook, my apologies. I have to slide this in real quick too, and I'm my apologies. I just want to say this one last thing to Aaron Fisher. You got exposed by the very chick that you tried to highlight and say that she was running our movement. Remember, she turned her back on you and called you all types of phobics. I just want to say that last part because I wanted to use him as an example that when you know something's going right and you could just reach out to those that are doing things correctly, you should just do it. Trust your gut, man. Look what she did to you. Now imagine you were put in that position, called all sorts of something phobics, right? After a disagreement. Now imagine what we went through. All right,
Wait,
Scott.
hold on, man. Hold on. Yeah, honestly, I about to say because I had tried to reach out to him and work with him. He didn't want to work out. Look, it's fine. I really, you know what I'm saying? So fine.
No,
Let's
it's
just
not
go
even
ahead.
about him. I'm just
No,
using him as a
no,
piece on the
no,
puzzle or a chess
no.
piece
I get it, but
for
I'm about to say
everybody to
I don't
see.
even want to go down that lane because it's
No,
like
we good.
I
But
tried to, you know what I'm saying?
oh
I
yeah,
tried to,
because why not, right?
I tried to,
You, the
I tried to
fucking
extend it.
founder,
You know what I'm
reached
saying?
out
I tried to extend a hand.
and got
Yeah,
crickets.
but it's fine,
Right.
right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
No,
Do your thing, brother. My fault.
yeah. Like I was saying, right? These things, you know, if not at the very least, right? Coming out of full circle, we would have had no answer to whether or not Zach still wanted to work on DC stuff without us being there. That is an absolute fact. That is an absolute fact. Nobody else asked him. It was hours and hours of people on panels with him doing watch alongs. Nobody asked him anything. The only people that asked him any questions regarding his future with DC was myself and Apex Lux.
Yep.
Even other people that we were there with. Nobody asked.
Just me and
Matter of
Steve.
fact, they were just fine getting him on their platform. Right? So think about that. We were going to walk into full circle and out with where we know the narrative was going to be that he was going to announce that he was done. And nobody was going to ask him, what do you think that the narrative would have been if we weren't there, Apex Lux? I mean, we already know what it was.
The narrative
going
was
in,
spelled
right?
out. The narrative was spelled out going in, even by someone who claimed to be a Zack Snyder fan, rocking out like a journalist. Goes back to these so-called fucking journalists. A one shill, we'll just call him that, told everybody before we went into full circle that I'm hearing from my sources that this is Zack saying this is his farewell to DC and his Snyderverse. Did he not say that, bro?
He absolutely did.
And did we not go in there like, hell nah, that would be stupid? Why would they host this event for him to just do that?
Right? And we got word that James Gunn even was overruled about full circle happening.
Yep.
Right?
100%, bro.
Exactly. So 100%, right? So nah, man. Yeah. There is no way that anybody can claim that had we not been at full circle, you know, that these conversations would still be going on.
Yo, honestly, bro, I'm sorry, real quick.
So
There's no way that you could say that none of this shit happens without us. I'm sorry. What the fuck? Sitting behind a keyboard or a phone to push some hashtags ain't shit without some proven physical effort. I flew my ass out, I don't know how many times, from the east to the west coast to meet up with you to push things through, bro. People physically saw us. We were physically with Zack Snyder, physically asking him questions. We're having drinks with him, we're laughing with him, we're partying with him. Right? Several events.
and and look, and just think about this. What we said had no bearing on whether these people wanted to help us out or kind of rock out with us or believe us,
Facts.
right? But yet when other people say, yeah, I have Zach's phone number and I can text him, they get believed, right?
So
we
weird, right?
actually we actually go to these events, are asking the questions that everybody want to know the answers to, and yet we're looked at as weird by people that have odd behavior, just saying the least, online. These people are all over the place. Oh my God, I hate James Gunn. Oh my God, I just went and saw Superman. You should go buy a cup. Oh, hey, like I'm rocking out with what Zack Snyder's doing, but then, oh, hey, I got this damn t-shirt on at the fucking premiere that everybody else is rocking. It's like, yo, man, look, we get it. This engagement stuff, and y'all be, just trying to ride whatever's popular. I understand. But at the same time, there has been a lot of questionable behavior leading up to this thing in which ways that people were interacting with us. So he's absolutely right. And these conversations would not be going on without us. And it is what it is. Luckily, we're built for it, right? It just so happens that they played with the right ones, right? They did these things to people that could absolutely handle this and much, much more.
Facts.
Right? That is the one thing that I think that hey, and I tell him all of the time, man, we are just lucky it's us, bro. We are like we're lucky it's us. We've always known that. And people are just now seeing, look, and I will say this again, and I share this on stream. Bro, I was just going back through my DMs with Mikey. Bro, I got all kind of stuff in there, bro. He literally said, hey, if Gunn fails, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi are gonna get DC from David Zaslav. And then you look, and they got their contracts renewed, and James Gunn and Peter Safran didn't. Right? Like, you guys don't think that we're still in the know about what's going on? Right? Maybe, just maybe, Apex Lux. Maybe they think because our good friend Mikey passed, that was the end of, everything for us, bro. I think maybe that was it. But luckily,
Crazy
my
part
good
is
friend, uh-huh,
Mikey joined us and came to us because he saw who we were and the skills that we have. He saw
literally,
us as another extra arm in this battle, so to speak. He didn't look at us like some slouches. Mikey could have went anywhere and locked
absolutely,
in
bro.
with anybody. He locked in with us.
And
But
he
what were you gonna
all
say?
and
You said, luckily, my friend.
like, luckily, my friend told us that, hey, you guys have everything that you need. And he was that Rock Talk said earlier. You know, This shit ain't been easy. You know, we've all been, putting in mad time, money, right? And it's crazy. It's funny hearing this from other people, because that should let you know that we weren't fucking lying, yo.
Facts.
This is not something that has come along easily. We've never just been able to rest on our laurels. We've never been able to just let this thing go, because if at any time, whenever we did try to kind of let the reins go, things started getting off track immediately. So yeah, man, I just want to say once again, thank you to everybody that has been rocking out. I'm gonna let the Rock Talks or let Rock Talk say something before we get the rest of the speakers up here. And sorry that we kind of had to go on this long tangent, but I think that it was very much so needed. So Rock Talks, go ahead and you want to give your final thoughts before we move on?
Real quick, man, I just want to say I appreciate the private conversation that UI and Phil had a couple days ago. And it's funny because there was something that you mentioned in that conversation that I do want to bring up, and it was when we were trying to explain to you our thought process behind trying to work with everybody. You turn around and you said something to me. You said to me, Rox, these people are not your friends. These people are going to use you for what you can provide, and then they'll throw you aside. What I find unbelievable about this entire thing is literally days after you said that to me, Sky, that exact same thing happened. Now, I'm not going to name any specific accounts, but there was a certain video that I did for a certain somebody, and they had no problem using the video and putting it out there. But the second they had disagreed with something I had said on social media, they had to retweet it and blast me out to their following of 10,000 plus people. So again, you were absolutely right, dude. These people are not our friends. These people are here
Hey, Rock,
to use
DM
us.
me who you're talking about whenever you get a chance. DM me who you're talking about when you get a chance, Rock.
No problem. But they're not our friends. They're here to use us for what we can provide for them, and then discard us. And that was proven to me just in the last couple of days. So at the end of the day, I want to thank you, Sky.
Sky was right again. I'm sorry, Rock. I just had
Sky
to say
was
that.
right. Sky was right. Yeah.
I just had to say that again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And I want to thank. Listen, dude. I want to thank you. I want to thank Leon. I want to thank the entire Cool Table, Necron, the Good Austin, all you guys for what you guys have been doing, for being the tip of the spear, for leading this conversation, for hearing the Lethal Geeks out, and for hearing us out and understanding our side of things, and where we stood. I appreciate it more than you guys will ever know. And I want to thank the fans. I want to thank the community, everybody who's been rocking out, everybody who's been sharing all the stuff on social media today, all the cool images, all the cool videos, the Aussie track that we did for you guys. I loved it. I hope you guys loved it, because I put a lot of work into that. And I hope you guys really loved it. And yeah, man, thank you guys for everything. Thank you to the Zack Snyder Cell movement. Thank you to everybody in this chat listening right now, and thank everybody for all the positive energy that we've been pushing. And I think I think we're at the end of the race. I think this is it. I think we're about to cross that finish line, and I'm just glad that we could do it all on the same page and on the same team. So thank you guys.
Hey, man, look, thank you guys for reaching out and for being willing to even, have that conversation with us, right? And I'm glad that we had it, and now everybody can just kind of continue to move forward, Joe. And yeah, I think that this conversation, at least this portion of it, was very important for the larger community to hear, right? And yeah, man, hopefully y'all able to stop through the stream at some time later tonight. You know what I
I'll
mean?
definitely be checking out the street tonight, homie. Definitely.
All
Yeah,
right,
because
cool.
I know that it's easy and not easy to do what you guys did, right? It's the hard part, or I'll acknowledge the easy part first, because you know me, I don't mince words. The easy part is when you see we're about to fucking win, in whatever shape and form that win looks like, it's easy to go, well, oh shit, we were wrong. Let me circle back and come to the winning team. The hard part would have been to stick around to see if you had the guts and the balls to just see it through the way we did. But what I will say is the other hard part is actually admitting that you were wrong and admitting faults and all this other bullshit, and having conversations with us. That's hard as fuck too. Not a lot of men can do that. And so I appreciate that aspect of any and everything you guys have done. That part there, I'm like, all right, it ain't easy. I get it, and it shouldn't be easy. But and also I appreciate the work that you've done thus far. That video is dope. So appreciate it, man. And look, I'm gonna say this
Yeah.
too. The reason that we are the way we are is because I'm gonna use Aaron Fisher again as an example. He should know why it's difficult beyond just the lethal geeks, right? When you tap into certain individuals that are a part of this fandom that think that they are the queens of things or the kings of things, right? These people, if you watch their behaviors and their patterns, they'll let you know exactly who they are and where their allegiances lie, right? And so it should come to no surprise when they flip a bitch on you and turn you into the villain. So that's why we've always kind of rocked out arm in arm with each other. And it's never been about like, you better just do what we no. Again, do whatever. There's people that follow me that they do all types of shit. Like it is what, and they DM me and we have conversations, whatever. It's fine. The problem came in the opposition, and I'm just glad that there are people that are right now in the comments saying, yeah, nah, they're copping their pleas and they're making their excuses and somewhat apologizing. And then you got the lethal geeks who are manning up and saying their faults and they're saying what they were trying to do and blah, blah, blah. That's cool. I'm glad y'all see that. Y'all needed to feel some arrows too, so that y'all know what the hell Sky and myself, Apex Lux of the New Geeks, have been through. I don't make this seem like it's some war, because I've literally been to war. Again, Sky and myself were military veterans. But this shit ain't simple. So I'm glad somebody has a report to say outside of us, man, what Sky and Leon were saying, man, I know what I felt a piece of what they're talking about. I felt that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys got scars too. You know, welcome aboard.
Yeah, man, for sure. And uh, anything else, Rock Talks, before we get some more callers up here, bro?
No, that's it, man. I think I've hogged the mic enough for you from you guys. Let's bring up some other people, and yeah, man. Just once again, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for allowing me to say what needed to be said, and look forward to seeing what's next, because I have a feeling, like I said, I think we're crossing that finish line.
For sure, man. Hey, y'all have a good one, and like I said, hopefully we'll see y'all later on tonight. You know what I mean? So, peace.
I'll be
Like I
right
said,
back. I got a phone call.
yeah, yep,
Peace out, Sky.
yeah, yep. All right, and so if there's anybody else that wants to request a mic, you guys can go ahead and do so now. But yeah, man, I think that these are very important conversations, man. There's been a lot of stuff that's kind of happened this entire time. And, I think that with us being so close to the finish line and with there being so much activity, I knew something was up when people was getting mad because because Apex Lux was trying to say, hey, uh it's dope that we started the conversation. And people was like, what? Y'all didn't start no conversation. How the hell y'all? And I was like, what the hell? Like, hold on. This is getting too crazy, right? But we got the Curly Ray requesting the mic, bro. As soon as you get your situation straight, man, you can ask your question and make your comment. The platform's all yours, bro. Yo, what's going on, Brody?
Yeah, man. Doing wonderful. It's great to celebrate with everyone today. I won't be on here for too long, but I I just wanted to make a response to something about everything that's been happening these last you know couple of weeks or so, considering that we've been seeing all this news from from what I've been seeing with the Netflix houses coming out and with the news that WBD is about to buy Netflix. The World Engine has been released, and we're starting to see it because Netflix has really been rocking out with Zack Snyder because not only has because even all the projects he's released on Netflix have been very successful. Army of Dead was successful. Rebel Moon's been successful, which we just had a game that came out recently that won an award, and then Twilight of the Gods was successful, and yo, with Zack Snyder continuing to win all of this, it's given Netflix more motivation to want to work with him. And yeah, I just want to come up and say on here. And right before I leave, did also want to say that on after we celebrate this big day, which is November 17th, that there will be a Rebel Moon trending event on December 22nd, 2025, to celebrate the 2-year anniversary of Rebel Moon. So I'll be making a post about it, maybe either tonight or tomorrow about it. And I can't wait to celebrate with you guys. Today's also been really well. And hashtag LZS show to Netflix and hashtag Cellsciverse to Netflix.
Hey, we appreciate you coming through, Curly Ray. Yeah, you guys definitely make sure that you get out there and you support on the 22nd because it's really important to show our fucking love for Rebel Moon, yo. I think that after a lot of this other stuff gets announced, we got more Rebel Moon shit coming. You know, the so VR thing is amazing. It winning Netflix Game of the Year is amazing. The comic books are dope. They're selling like crazy. It's all kind of toys and stuff still coming out. I mean, look, we are really on the precipice of everything. Zach being at a level of uh peakness that I just think that we haven't been at before. You know what I mean? So as much love and appreciation to the Curly Ray and for him having that Rebel Moon Theory platform and really keeping that name in the zeitgeist and for expressing your passion for what you love in the manner that you do, bro. Much love. So appreciate you, and we'll get you back on here next time, and hopefully we see you later at the stream, my boy. You did. Oh yeah,
Yo,
and one more thing too, man. The dispute is almost over. I'm letting y'all know that tonight the dispute will be over. You did, and yeah, we just really gonna continue rocking out, and y'all be sure to be here tonight, especially you too, Curly Ray, for sure.
yo, Roger, Roger. I'll be there. I'll be flying from one of my drop ships, so I'll be there.
Yeah, y'all be there or be square. You dig? All right, so we'll get you back on here next time, and we'll move on to the next speaker. We had Aaron Fisher that requested a mic. So go ahead and as soon as you got your mic situation straight, if you can ask your question and make your comment, the platform is all yours, bro. Hold on. I gave him a mic. I'm not sure. It just had him disappear. Sometimes it takes a second. I'm not quite sure what happened. As soon as I gave him a mic, he just kind of disappeared. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you want to request it again, I'll give you a second. If not, I'll move on to the next caller until you're ready. You dig? All right, we got, oh, here we go. Prove. Okay. As soon as you got your mic situation straight, you can ask your question and make your comment, sir. The platform is all yours.
There. Okay. I think you can hear me now. Okay.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you.
Sorry about that. Hey, nice stream, by the way. I'm glad I could be here with you guys. I do want to make it very clear, though. I hear you guys talking about factions and issues with other people, and you guys have to know I'm not a part of any of that. The people that I follow are people that I find sharing things that I like, and I'll share those things. I've shared some of your guys' stuff. I follow all of you guys, and I don't normally, this is like the first thing I've ever listened to, even here on X. And so this is even unique to me. So you guys have to understand, I don't hold an allegiance to anybody. I am one person who's a very busy individual, but I love the Snyderverse. And I don't care how it gets restored, but I will join. I will help in any way I can. That's why I always post 2 hashtags because, well, it's actually 3. If you count the 2, sell to Netflix and also the restore, because I don't hold an allegiance to either side. I don't care what you guys have going on behind the scenes with other individuals. It doesn't involve me. I don't have a beef with anybody. There are several people who have tried to have a beef with me, but it doesn't have anything to do with this. I don't care. I don't care what other people have going on. And Sky, I would totally come and meet with you. You were the first person who ever reached out to me. And at the time, I just was not interested in going on anybody's channel. And so slowly that changed over time. I've been on a few channels, and I would totally join you at any point. You just never reached out after that. And I am a very busy individual. So people can't expect me to reach out to them. They're going to have to reach out to me. I am one person. I do not have a team behind me. And it's important to understand that. But my goal is the same as all of yours. And I don't care how it gets restored. I just care that it gets restored.
Yeah, we over here, even though it may seem like we're a bit dogmatic about the use of the hashtags and stuff like that, it's actually just because we've been trying to be effective, right? The most effective as we could possibly be, right? And from my perspective, I would just like to say this because it's great that we're having this conversation. Like from what we saw in terms of things, it was just a little bit hard for us to see what you were doing as being like truly just neutral because of the fact that when these conversations were had a lot of times on your platform, it was bringing up someone and highlighting them when they in fact were not the ones that was behind this whole thing, right? So the more that happened, it was not just you. You were not alone in this. There's been much bigger YouTubers that have tried to, kind of drown out what we've been doing and like saying that's been kind of documented, especially recently. So you were not alone in this, but at the end of the day, these things were happening. And from the outside looking in, because I'm not gonna sit here and just absolutely tell you what your intentions were, but from the outside looking in, it was just hard for all of us to kind of believe these things when it seemed like all of the larger platforms that was covering this stuff just kept highlighting somebody else that actually was not the one that was in charge, and kind of the reason why these things were happening and why these conversations were happening, and that just seemed to stay the course that way the entirety of this whole thing going on. I was the one that got interviewed, but yet, it just seems like whenever anybody was having conversations about sell Snyderverse to Netflix or any of that stuff, period, there wasn't the proper people being highlighted in terms of bringing that conversation forward. So, I mean, I did reach out to you, and you were able to reach back, right? But at the same time, once that happened, and then I did see you on other people's platforms, not too long after that, it was just kind of like, okay, well, if you add that with the fact that, nobody's bringing up my name when this, and, as you see with the Grok situation, I mean, Grok and Twitter is able to kind of say, hey, this thing was started by these certain people, but yet whenever anybody was covering these things, we were not being mentioned whatsoever. So
Okay.
that was just why it was a
So
little
before
bit
you
problematic.
speak, Aaron, I have a question
Yeah.
because I know the follow-up answers to everything that Sky's gonna say. I just know people, so I already know. So save what you're gonna say because I'm gonna save you some trouble. Because my questions could lead to more honest answers, as opposed to like, oh, I did this and I was aloof. Because you're not just some guy you're not an incompetent guy, right?
Okay,
Like,
hold on.
You know, no. I'm not insulting you. I'm asking a question that is like, yeah, hell no, I'm not incompetent. Yeah, you're a smart dude. So knowing or thinking that Sammy or Scammy or whatever we'd like to call her was the person to highlight, that just leads me to question like why. So my question is why her as opposed to me, Sky, me, or anybody else?
Why?
Right?
Why her
Like,
what?
why was she constantly?
Why her what? That's my question. I don't know her versus you guys. I don't know what side anybody's on. You
It's
have
not
to understand that
it's not about sides, Aaron. I'm
well,
asking
okay,
a direct question.
whatever you-
Why was
I don't-
she the one highlighted? I'm asking.
I
You'd
don't
have to answer that question, not me.
It's all only because of what comes across my page. Have I ever mentioned? So
you don't do research before you highlight?
No, hold on. The people that I
And
follow.
look, before you continue, I'm not attacking you with these questions. I'm just asking simple
I'm going to give
questions
you an honest
to,
answer. The people
Okay.
that come across X, if I see something I like, I share it. It's that simple. Okay. And first of all, I'm guessing you're talking about, I think I know who you're talking about at this stage, but I've never met.
Well, yeah, you guys had a back and forth not too long ago where you were
right. And
explaining
I don't
yourself and she was coming at you.
on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is my bigger platform, right? I
Uh-huh.
start as one.
And I've heard you mention her for sure. I literally saw clips from like maybe a year ago where you're highlighting and literally saying her account name. But okay.
Okay, so if you guys
That's
shared
fine.
something that I put on my channel, it's because I saw it and I decided to share it. What does that have to do with anything? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Here's what I'm gathering, okay? Because I'm coming in completely blind.
Okay.
And I think someone, and I don't remember who it was, had mentioned something about this in the past, and I said, I don't care. It sounds to me like you guys had a falling out with this other individual at some point for some reason that I am completely oblivious to. Like, it doesn't involve me. I have no idea. I had no idea. And quite frankly, I don't care.
Right. Real quick, pause.
Yeah.
Let me just save you some trouble real quick and time. That part is irrelevant to me, whether we had a falling out or not, right? My question is, if I am a pseudo YouTube internet journalist who just so happens to only comment on things that come across my feed, you're telling me no time and effort is, and look, and the answer could be yes, and I could be done, and I could be, oh, well, I thought of you too deeply about this, I guess, right? That could be my follow-up answer. But to finish my statement, I'm thinking if I got a big platform and I'm talking about events and I'm covering them in detail and I'm highlighting a particular person as if they started some shit, which fine, but there's no details going further than that to see who actually started it, but they were constantly highlighted. Even if it was twice, I don't know the exact number of times, but she was highlighted multiple times, right?
And that has nothing to do.
And my point is this. So basically you're saying there was no research done, right? And then we could be done with the topic. There was no research done. You just kind of highlighted her because she went viral, I guess. And
it's whatever comes across my platform.
She was your springboard. She was your springboard to sell Snyder versus Netflix.
You're trying to peg me into a hole like I chose one person.
I'm not.
Yes,
I'm asking.
That's exactly what you're doing. And
no, I'm not. Aaron, you can relax. I'm not. I'm trying to get to the truth. Because look, man, you're a grown ass man. I'm a grown ass man. There's only two answers to this. It's either you knew who the hell was doing what and you chose to just choose her, or you just didn't do no damn research and you chose her because she went viral.
You keep saying,
what other answer could there be?
Choose her for what? I don't choose people.
What word would you like me to choose? There goes that word again, Aaron. What word would you like me to choose? I'm asking you, what word is adequate for this conversation?
What I'm saying is I don't understand what you mean by choose. I don't choose people. If something comes across, I gather the stuff I share on my YouTube channel from many different sources, Facebook, from X, other things I see on websites.
Okay, so what made her the choice that you plucked from your algorithm?
Yes,
what made her
I'm scrolling through, and I don't scroll endlessly, but when I'm scrolling, if one of your guys' posts came up, and I've shared the Lethal Geeks, you can ask them. I've shared their stuff. I've shared Nessa's stuff. I've shared a lot of people's stuff. I don't know.
You shared some of my stuff a couple times.
Yes,
as well.
And that's
I'm aware.
I don't know. I don't care about who's posting it. I don't care about the personal beefs that people are having. That's what I'm trying to say is I don't have a beef with anybody. I don't choose.
Aaron, I'm not talking about beefs. I'm talking about the highlighting of a person and the conversation that came from your platform as if this person was some sort of a leader or founder of a thing.
Did I ever say that
happened? And it's okay.
Did I ever say that? No, you're trying.
Are we playing? Wait. I'm not doing the semantics thing with you. We both speak English, correct? We do. You used words that equate to certain things. I'm just summarizing it. That's all. I'm just summarizing.
Show me one post where I ever praised her as being a leader of anything.
I didn't say anything about a post, and nor did I say that you exactly said that. But you said and did things on your platform that alluded to her being some sort of a leader. And these are things that were brought to our attention. I don't even know your YouTube channel like that. I've never subscribed. I've never watched your shit. People sent us clips repeatedly. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and
Aaron,
I still don't understand
and that's fine.
Why you think I had an allegiance to one person or I was.
Did I say anything about an allegiance? I didn't say you had an allegiance. I said chose. You didn't like that word. Then I said plucked. I'm just trying to figure out if you ask me, hey, Apex Lux, hey, New Geeks, why did you choose to highlight this person or that person? I would have an answer. Your answer seems to be that she went viral a couple of times and you just saw her come across your feed. If that is your answer, thumbs up. We can move on.
That's how this happens. When I scroll,
excellent.
If I see something I like, I grab it and share it. And just like I said, I've shared stuff from Nessa. I've shared stuff from the Lethal Geeks. I've shared stuff from Costello himself. Also,
this isn't about sharing, Aaron. You keep going back to I'm being very specific. I'm talking about your conversation style because we're being specific here. We're playing semantics. I'm trying to get this out to the best of my ability so I don't look like I'm trying to pigeonhole you. Your whatever style you utilize in which to converse about a particular person, you did it in ways that alarmed other people outside of myself and Sky, and these things were brought to our attention and they were paid attention to, and it was like, all right, whatever, cool. It's not about sharing in total. We all share shit.
Now
I'm just talking about that. It's cool. You just said what you said. You said that this person was not someone that you purposefully featured, It just so happened to occur. I can live with that. We can move on.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. And I appreciate you coming on to illustrate this.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really glad these conversations are happening today because there seems to be, and I just wish that this stuff could have happened before, right? But at the same time, it just seems like a great day for it to happen, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just super dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
for sure.
I'm just happy that everybody is able to kind of come to the forefront, speak their piece, right? Ask their questions, have questions answered, right? All that stuff is so that we can, just in front of everybody, just kind of put this out for the people and they know where everybody stands. And so there's no more confusion because there's been a lot of confusion, right? There's been a lot of confusion, right? And it's just like you were saying one second ago, Aaron, it's just like that stuff was coming across your desk. What was coming across our desk was people sending us these clips. And so I think that it's understandable that we would feel like, okay, maybe this is, kind of going a certain way that it shouldn't because, hey, I had already reached out by that point, right? You know, there is this person that's like outwardly trying to destroy everything that we've been doing. And then she's being highlighted on all these large channels. So I think that it's pretty understandable for us to feel a certain type of way. Wouldn't you say so?
I still don't know what you're referring to when you say people were sending you clips. Clips of what? Me sharing her stuff?
Clips of you sharing her stuff and speaking about her in ways in which it could be interpreted as she was some type of figurehead or leader in our movement when that was in fact not the
I'm going
truth.
to challenge you guys. Go find a clip where I ever said that she was a leader, or I thought she was the head of all of this, or that I even cared that it was.
I wouldn't do that. I look, if somebody just did this recently and they got put on blast, like I'm just saying, man, I don't know, Aaron. I don't know, bro. Like we were getting sent stuff.
Show me
and
where
I don't even think
you guys are making accusations about me that don't exist. You flat out are. I don't know her versus any one of you. I don't know the background of what you guys did off of what I see online. So how the hell would I know if you guys started something or if she started something, or do I even care? No.
I think didn't I say that I was the one who started this when I reached out to you in the DM? I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've still got the DM. Let me see it. It should still be in there. Let me check.
I mean, I didn't go look. I mean, I'm pretty sure because I was telling everybody, and like I said, you weren't alone in this, Aaron. You were not alone. There were other larger platforms much larger than yours that was doing these same things. Our comments were getting deleted. I mean, it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Oh, I have never deleted anybody's comments ever.
No, that was not you. I'm not saying that it was. I just said that there's been much larger platforms than yours that have been that have been doing some of these some things that didn't feel too good, right? So with that being said, hey man, if it's all if it's cool now, I'm just glad we're able to kind of have this conversation because
you have to understand that I'm looking at this completely confused as to why you guys were upset with me and why you would think I even had anything against you guys. And if it's simply because I shared shared something that she posted.
No,
I don't understand.
I just kind of laid it out. It's the fact that I reached out. You said that you did not want to come on the platform and talk about it. You did not want to. You didn't want to collaborate, and then immediately after that, you were on somebody's channel that was kind of in our orbit. Not that long after that, right? And then these things are being Aaron. Look, today is a new day, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, these things happened,
Yeah. So I'm
right?
okay. So I'm looking at something. Okay, I got your thing up here. You sent me a video, and I don't know what the video said, and I'm not going to play it right here. But
Oh, I mean, I'm sure you could play it. Like, I'm pretty sure that I'm comfortable with whatever I said
no, I'm
being
not.
played.
I don't want to listen to the 2 minutes. I want to listen to it offline.
Okay.
But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, I don't remember you ever mentioning anything about any of
That
that.
would have been the only reason why I was reaching out to you. That would have been the only reason why. Just being honest.
I don't. Hold on a second here.
That would have been the only reason that I was reaching out, Aaron. That would have been the only reason why I was reaching out. 100%. I don't just reach out to do collaborations with people for no reason. Matter of fact, I actually remember exactly when it was now. I actually made it a point to space out a whole week to go on people's platforms and talk about sales. That's what I was doing. That is 100% what was going on. 1000%. I was
Okay,
scheduling out a week of interviews to work with people to go on their channels and talk about sale, or if they had any questions, because everybody was talking about it. It was like
Right. And they kept
it
highlighting that snake,
was like a
which
big
regardless of
story.
whether anybody knew where her allegiances were, like it is what it is. But
So
they're
yeah,
highlighting a snake because we
yeah,
know how
all
she
these things
is.
happen.
And she even turned around and did it to a few people, and we saw the conversation that she had about you online. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where if you're highlighting a snake, whether it's you or anybody, we'll take you out of the equation. Okay. You're out of the equation, right? Anybody highlighting a snake, and we know she's a snake, and we know we were the ones who started some shit. We're not trying to have her name attached to the start of anything we're doing. So we're going to reach out and see what's good. And if those want to rock out, cool. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is.
well,
But the
you have to
attempt was made,
understand.
right?
I didn't know what was going on with her. I had no clue. None. Zero.
Right. I get what you're saying. So what happened between, you ain't even got to illustrate it, but whatever happened between you and her, you got a taste of it, right? And it's just some online bullshit. It doesn't really matter in real life. But in the grand scheme of it, it's like you understand at least a little bit why we were like, yeah, I mean, this is why you can't operate with this chick.
But I didn't know you guys were like that towards her. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't know.
No, I get that part.
Happening
I
behind
totally
the
get that part.
I was
Yeah, I
completely
get that part.
clueless as to what was happening behind the scenes. I didn't have any idea about that. Any idea about it.
For sure.
And that's what you have to understand. I
Yeah.
had no clue. No clue.
But you did have a clue that I started it, Aaron. I can't let that rock because I absolutely said who I was and what I was trying to do. I can't let that you didn't know who I was rock, man. Like, cause nah, bro. Like, I absolutely reached out, and that was the point of me reaching out. That was the only reason I reached out to you to do anything. I promise. I had no types of like allegiances to anybody or want to become a part of anybody's platform. It's just that everybody that was having these types of conversations, I wanted to be the one having the conversation with them so that everybody could be clear on exactly what we were asking for, because these things were not being conveyed online by larger platforms.
Okay, and I want to make another point here real quick. Because the few people, I think I've been on 3 different channels, I think, maybe 3, maybe. I've never once talked about hashtags on those channels, ever. When I've met with people, you have to understand that the hashtag thing to me doesn't mean anything. Getting the Snyderverse back does, and whatever it takes to do that
Absolutely.
is what matters.
Absolutely.
Whatever matters.
Absolutely.
And I have never had any of those discussions on any of those channels, on any of those streams. And so it was not, I didn't not meet with you because I didn't want to highlight this. I didn't know you were the brainchild behind this. Like,
I absolutely. Okay, Aaron.
and if you did mention that in the video, it wasn't at the top of my mind. That's not what I was thinking about at the time. And this whole group of people, I wish I would have met you guys years ago, long before I started my channel. Back when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, I wish I would have known this community even existed. But you have to understand, I have no allegiance to any single person. I do not hold anybody higher than anybody else. I am a single entity. I don't have a group helping me out. I am one person who has a successful career doing what I do. I also run my channel. I have to deal with social media. I've got my family. I was in a massive car accident last year that I've been trying to battle back from. I don't care about this bullshit
It's a lot, man.
hashtag stuff that you guys had a beef with people. It does not involve me. It has nothing to do with me, and it never did.
I understand that, but is the only part that I would like to convey is that it's cool to say that it didn't involve, but this was what it took to get this thing done, right? So all of this stuff was occurring and it looked a certain way, Aaron. I'm not even saying that, hey, you're a terrible guy or anything of that note, right? But you have to remember, Aaron, once again, when you told me you didn't want to collaborate, it was that you weren't even doing spaces with other people or doing streams with other people, period. So for you to be on anybody else's platform, and that's something that kind of happens because there is another not larger platform but a very influential that shall remain nameless, but I reached out to them because I had a series where I was interviewing all of the people that was the big players in the Release the Snyder Cut era, and I was interviewing all of these people, and I reached out to one person and he said, I'm not doing streams in terms of talking about DC right now. And this person hadn't streamed in almost a year and literally did a DC stream the very next day. So, can you understand how sometimes when these conversations are happening and then we see stuff that happens immediately after that, like that one person saying, hey, I'm I'm not even streaming about DC stuff, and then they literally stream the very next day. Or if it's you saying, hey, I don't want to collaborate with other YouTubers, and then collaborating not that long afterwards, regardless of what it was kind of talking about, can you understand how these things look a certain way? And I think that as long as we can both agree that what we saw wasn't us just kind of being crazy or trying to make something out of nothing. Maybe some of these actions could have actually been perceived that way, Aaron, is what I'm trying to get out of you.
And I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry if you perceive them that way. It was not that way. It was never intended to be that way. I can't help the way you feel. I can't be in control of that. And if you perceived it a certain way, it's not the way it was.
Yeah.
That's not how it went down. And that's not. And I'm sorry you felt slighted in some way. It was never meant to be the intention.
Is it rightful that if somebody says, hey, I'm not collaborating with other YouTubers, and then they're very soon after collaborating with somebody else, let's just take us out of it. Is that okay to perceive that, like, hey, maybe this person just didn't want to fuck with me? Right? Like, I think that's a very honest thing.
When I responded to you in that email, that direct message, it was honest. At that point, I was not doing anything, period, with anybody. Did I do something shortly after? Yeah, but things had changed, right? Things had changed. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
No, I absolutely don't.
And I have never been on one person's single stream. I've been on with groups. The 3 that I've been on have all been in groups, not with one single person.
That is true.
And so
that is true.
It has nothing to do with you. It was not a slight against you. I would totally, anytime you reach out to me, I would love to join you on something.
And I did not reach out again, but it was because of that. I'm like, okay, hey, they didn't want to collaborate. They're collaborating with other people. They're highlighting Sammy. Sammy's trying to fucking destroy everything that we've built.
I didn't know.
It's like
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, Aaron, real quick. You got to understand from our perspective, whether your personal life circumstances, mine or Sky's aside, right? Whether you say I don't care about this, I don't care. That's fine. we all care enough to do whatever the hell it is that we're doing with our different platforms, right? So that's that. What I will say is this sounds like a series of coincidences, but I would, the whole understanding of perspective, that's all I'm looking for at this point, and I hope you do, because I don't want to collab. I'll collab with someone else. I'll highlight this chick on YouTube, and I'm just talking YouTube. I'm not talking anything else. I'm not talking about sharing shit on X. I'm just talking about YouTube, right? And then not circling back to, like, it all just kind of looks a certain way. And for all this time, none of us have really said anything about you. Never. This is like literally the first time you're probably hearing about us saying anything about you. So if after all this time, our perspective was whatever it was, and we're just not bringing this conversation to you to try to have like a sort of a man-to-man conversation about it, and you're like caught off guard, hey, it is what it is. I just hope you understand that perspective, because it seems like that's a convenient fucking coincidence that this guy who's intelligent as fuck, who has a great career and has a decent YouTube career as well, being in this niche space, who does some good research, and this is all shit that people have said about you, does good research, does this, does that, but just so happens to not know this piece of information or that piece of information. And I'm not talking about fucking beefs. I'm just talking about who starts what, right? That all seems coincidental to someone like myself. But I do take into consideration from what you're saying that your circumstances in life, and also your cavalier, I don't give a shit attitude about certain things, and also the fact that tapping into beefs is dumb. I consider all that to say that, oh, he probably just a guy who just highlights some shit and says some shit and does it and makes his content. And it's not like a whole shit ton of research sometimes. I take into consideration that. And that's wholeheartedly. That's not like sarcasm at all. Like real shit.
You can perceive it to be what you want it to be. Doesn't change what it actually is. And this whole thing behind the scenes, I was completely clueless about. Not a clue. Not a clue. Not a freaking clue.
That's kind of what I just said. So you're saying I can perceive it how I want to perceive it.
There's no way. How could I know?
What I'm saying to you is that I take into consideration that. Yeah.
The only reason that we would say that there would be a reason that you could have known is because these things were happening publicly, right? They were happening on X/Twitter. So I understand that people aren't bringing that side of it to you, but these things were happening publicly. I just went to Comic-Con and looked at James Gunn, and it made national fucking news.
Yeah. It was
right.
really awesome.
So, right. Yeah. And all I did was look at it. Right. And I'm getting tagged in posts with the FBI and fucking Homeland Security. Right. So these things were happening outwardly. So it's like we were hey, expecting too much in that certain aspect. And maybe it was just as simple as, hey, whatever was coming across my desk. But at the same time, this person was publicly trying to destroy everything that we built.
I had no clue. I've never seen anything even indicating that. That's what I'm like. I had no clue. Not a clue.
It was definitely happening. I mean, she publicly lied on our fucking friend that passed away, Mikey Sutton. It was a whole thing. It was an entire public thing with her trying to put my, like, yo. So that's why these things were a little bit more personal for us. Just like you were saying, hey, there are things that was happening in your life. These things was happening in our lives.
Don't you think it would make sense if you guys knew that this was happening to maybe reach out to me and let me know?
Aaron, we did reach out. But, and on your end, you could say, I'm a busy guy. And if you have to reach out to me multiple times.
Nobody has ever sent me a thing saying this person was doing this, or maybe you should watch out because this is going on. Not one person has ever done that.
But that was why I was going around having the conversations, Aaron. That's why I was I didn't think it was, and I don't believe that I actually brought up, hey, I'm doing this because these circumstances are going on. I don't think that I said that. But at the same time, That's what we were doing, was making ourselves available to have these conversations because these things were happening publicly.
Yeah,
You
and I
get
didn't
what I'm
have a clue.
saying?
I didn't have a clue. Had I known, things might have been different. But I had no clue. None.
Yep, gotcha. Nah, again, I said I'm gonna reiterate it again. I get it now. I get it. I get it. The way you possibly run your system and your one guy, one team,
No,
your one man team.
but now you're trying to say that I don't do enough to research my stuff, and that's not the case.
No.
Because
Damn,
I don't
wait,
go to look at
wait, when
people's-
did I even say that? I didn't even get my sentence out all the way. I said, I get how you run your system. You're one guy, one team, and then you stopped me to say this. Brother, I get it. You feel like you're on the back foot and you're backpedaling and you gotta swing for the fences. Bro, I'm not coming at you. This is me not coming at you. You ain't gotta make this a thing. I've already said I understood, and I already said I got it. I said I got it. I'm not turning this into anything else, Aaron. But the shit you keep doing, poking at me and interrupting, makes me seem like I should. Because part of me is like, but I'm like, he's right. Like, I don't know. I don't know that man life like that. So I gotta respect that. So I'm trying to respect that, Aaron. So let's keep it on that train.
That's fine. I don't know what you guys have going on in your personal lives. I don't know what she had
Yeah,
going on.
this ain't about shit personal. So we ain't even gotta go there no more. You know what I'm saying? This is all about the small little details that I mentioned, but we keep going into these bigger conversations that get to, people saying they don't give a fuck, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Like, everybody's got shit going on in their lives, man. And I respect that.
Help. I cannot change the way you guys perceive stuff. It was never
It's
the
not
intent. That's
Yep.
simple.
Understood. And yep. And I can't change the way you collect information and news and report it. That's not a slight. That's just what it is. You can't change how we may or may not perceive things, and I can't change how you collect data and information and report it. That's fair?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, first, I want to thank you for coming along and having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been a lot of stuff going on recently, and as I've been saying multiple times, I think the more that these conversations happen and everybody kind of understands where everybody is feeling or where they're coming from, or what their thought process may or it may not be. I think that is what leads to a much more healthier community overall. Because yeah, man, bro, all we literally been doing over here, Aaron, is just rocking out, showing that we like Zach stuff, trying to be effective, and doing things in real life to try to push this thing forward. Whether it was going to full circle and asking Zack Snyder the tough questions, right? Which was even wild because, and once again, it's not just a you thing, but after full circle, it's like everybody was talking about what was going on, and I was the one that was actually there and asking Zach the questions. And it's like, these much larger platforms, some with millions of fucking followers, right, just did not want to, bring up is the fact that it was us, and they were highlighting other people, right? So this entire time we've just been chugging along, making sure that we're trying to rock out the right way, be effective, trying not to use blacklisted hashtags. And with the whole hashtag thing, it's not even that big of a thing for us, Aaron. Let me just put this on wax while you're here. Like, if that hashtag was effective, we would be using it. But we just happen to know through, first it was behind the scenes information, then it was kind of shown to us outwardly that hashtag has been essentially blacklisted and nobody's fucking paying any attention to it. So that's been the only reason why we've abandoned using that hashtag. That is the only reason. You or anybody else can never find one tweet of me going online trying to police the way that people use hashtags or do any of those things. All we have ever been saying is, hey, if you want to be effective, we're doing this way. We know that we can get this done. It's showing results. And hey, please don't, if you want to be affected, please don't tweet into the ether, into the void, because that, in our opinion, and from the observable reality, that hashtag doesn't go anywhere. It does not go anywhere. It's not registering with anybody. We had this shit behind the scenes first, and then it's been proven multiple times since that nobody cares about that hashtag. It has only, in our opinion and what we've been able to observe, it's only been used to dilute what the fuck we're talking about. Right? Like there wasn't even gonna be a trending event on 11/17 until we announced that we were doing ours. Then all of a sudden it's fucking restore the Snyderverse everywhere. Right? This happens every time. It's this scatterbrain stuff. And all we did was say, hey, if you want to be effective, we can do it like this. And hey, was fucking Scott Stuber is answering us. We getting answers from Zack Snyder. We're talking to his fucking production team. Like we're literally there on the ground asking these people, getting questions, and all of this shit. And it's like that's never been good enough. And then the people that are pushing the restore shit just seem to only be interested in diluting our message. So yes, it's nothing personal. It's just about being effective. That is all that this has ever been about from the very, very beginning. It is not. It is nothing personal, and that's why I never reach back out because it's like, okay, hey, if people are going to continue to do what they want to do, right? Then hey, I can only focus on the people that I can reach and growing that and cultivating that. I didn't have time to worry about people that seemed, even if it wasn't true, but that seemed to not really give a shit about what we had going on, which was at the end of the day, what I've been repeating stream after stream after stream, each and every single stream that we feel that this is the last hope. This is the last way that this shit can come to fruition. Right. And now, and I will leave you guys with this. We over we over here are the tried and true Zack Snyder fandom. We've been rocking out. We made sure that we covered fucking Rebel Moon to the fullest extent that we could. We were the ones doing lead up streams and all of these things. None of these larger platforms, not fucking Emergency Awesome, not fucking what's the other one? New Rock Stars. None of these people were covering fucking Rebel Moon trailers. And they weren't doing no trailer breakdowns, and they wasn't talking about that shit at all. Nobody was talking about it. It was a complete media blackout. It was us over here at ZSSM and the fucking syndicate that was going to the fucking premieres and making sure that we're interviewing the people and getting the actors on our fucking channels and doing all of these things. We helped Rebel Moon go number one, right? So these are the things that we've been having to do, and there's been people that have been trying to destroy each and every single thing that we've done. Now, that was not you, Aaron, but when you guys and all the larger platforms was highlighting that shit, that's what was going on. It was somebody being highlighted that was trying to destroy the people that were cultivating what would end up being the greatest and last fucking hope for Zack Snyder to be able to get his shit done. So that's why this has gone this way. That's why people are a little perturbed. That's why people are a little upset. And I don't think that, it's unjustified, right? It's been a long train, bro, right? Like, it's been people that's been sitting here and, right, they were trying to get me banned from Comic Con, right? I was getting death threats, right? Aaron, you've gotten death threats, correct? Right? There's been people that have, like, said all kind of crazy stuff to you.
Yeah, that is correct.
Right? Yeah, bro, that's just not fun, right? I was getting death threats. They tried to ban me from Comic-Con. I was getting tagged with the FBI. It was all types of crazy shit going on. So I've been through these same things that a lot of these other platforms are like we're going through, and a lot of this stuff was cultivated and spread by people that y'all were highlighting. So that's why we're a little upset, Aaron. Do you understand a little bit more now?
I do, and I will only say I never saw that online ever. And had I, those things would have been different.
I got you. Hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
we thoroughly appreciate you coming on, man. Look, I don't want to keep you too long. We do want to get to the next callers, but we really appreciate you coming on and having the conversation with us, Aaron. And I think that this was a beautiful thing for everybody to see. Honestly, I genuinely believe that, and I want to say thanks.
Yes, and hey,
Yeah, Aaron.
thank you guys for your.
My fault. Oh, my apologies. Say it again. Sorry.
I said thanks for your guys' service.
Oh yeah, and man, yeah, I appreciate that. And
Appreciate that too, man. Thank you.
I was gonna say, these conversations are easy, especially when you're like, well, I don't know what the hell's going on. So I appreciate you coming through, man, and just hearing us out. And yeah, just keep doing what you do, and everybody that's listening, keep doing what y'all do. You know, this is why we're here. This shit is none of this stuff is ever easy, right? Getting out here and basically trying to keep the people galvanized and trying to keep an idea afloat. It's been fun too, though. It really has. Traveling and meeting Sky and Zach and partying and all that good stuff. But with the fun comes the bad too, and it's always honest to kind of highlight the bad, even if it's from perspectives that aren't informed fully, right, on both ends. So I appreciate you again, Aaron, for coming through.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yo. Oh, go
I
ahead.
do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Well, for sure. And hey, we can try to keep in some better communication now. And we both know how one another feels. So I'm sure that whenever we talk next, it will be much more pleasurable on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So 100%.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. All right. Any last words, Aaron, before I go to the next caller?
No, just know that you guys, like I said, I already posted this. I appreciate every single one of you. I don't have any ill feelings towards anybody. And yes, moving forward, yes, things should be a lot better.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yep, for sure. All right. And cool. We'll get to the next caller. And we appreciate Aaron coming through, man. 100%. All right. We're going to have Mama Bear up here next. We appreciate you, Mama Bear, for stopping through. You know what I mean? As soon as you got the mic situation straight, you can ask your question or make your comment. Platform is all yours.
Hello, boys. Hello, sweeties. I love you two. You guys have the subtlety of a sledgehammer sometimes.
Much love, Mama Bear. I actually appreciate that.
Oh, I didn't even hear you, Mama Bear. What you said? I'm sorry.
You have all of the finesse of a sledgehammer sometimes. You know that?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm surgical with mine. Y'all just got to keep up. Nah. But what's good with you?
It's all good. First of all, Aaron, major thank you for having that conversation. I know it was not easy at times. I know it's hard to keep up with these two, and especially with these difficult conversations. I do hope that you do come onto the platform, maybe on a live stream, so we could all have a more productive conversation, more towards the whole Snyderverse thing, or whatever, what motivates you. And I'm so sorry to hear about that car accident that you had last year. Like, first of all,
Oh
putting
yeah.
that out.
Get well soon, Aaron, and I hope everything works out because I know that stuff can be for sure.
Okay. The only other thing I really wanted to say, I wanted to reach out to those who were in the adjacent crew. And a lot of people who, like somebody who is near and dear to my heart, who recently came back to the syndicate adjacent crew. I know how easy it is to get led astray or to hear the sweet talks of somebody who sounds like they know what they're talking about and will paint out a picture one way or another, and how easy it is to get fooled by that stuff. And if you're in that boat where you realize you had the wool pulled over your eyes, just reach out. Just a simple, you know what, I made it, I was mistaken. That's all. That, and we'll welcome you back with open arms. There's a lot of faces I do miss from the old days, and I would love to see a
Hey,
lot of people back.
hey, we've been having conversations a lot recently, Mama Bear, and
Hmm.
I've been trying to say, it's happened with others. You know, all it really takes to start the process is just a conversation. Um, with some of them, what I'm saying, there are some that have made their beds, but at the same time, though, for the
Agreed.
vast majority of everybody, it's like, yo, man, it's just conversations, right? And maybe we can even find some common ground where we both not where we both may have just misunderstood certain perspectives, right? Which is apparently the case with the conversation that we just had, right? But at the same time, unless there's any types of conversation, like we have to, just like we were just saying, hey, these things looked a certain way, right? Like you have somebody with a large platform slandering our names, doing all of these things, calling us grifters, calling us liars, right? You had other YouTubers that was doing the same thing, right? And I mean that was literally calling me lying. They called me a liar about Zach's fucking signing my poster, right? Like these things have happened, and outwardly, it seemed like everybody was just rocking with the people that was spreading the lies. So it's like, okay, if that isn't what actually happened, you know, maybe we just have to have a conversation, you know? But like to just sit there and to continue using things that we know is just diluting the real message and what really needs to happen. I mean, hey, people can rock out however they want to rock out. We just know what like we're doing, and we're not gonna stop for anybody to like try to get them to understand what's going on. We literally never changed what we've been saying. We've been saying the same thing for almost 3 years now. Come January 3rd.
No, and I get that. I know how frustrating it is to say something over and over again, and to see other people going like, while you're going, the sky is blue, and they're going, no, 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 it's green, it's green, and to have so many people believing that because they're so convincing when they say the sky is green. I understand how frustrating that is. I've been there 100 times. I I personally I can't find fault in those that were convinced that the sky is green, or to take to paraphrase a quote from a movie that I'm very fond of called The American President. These people who have been in the desert so long that they drink the sand because they don't know the difference. And I understand how frustrating that is.
Mama
But we will
Bear,
get
don't
there.
be coming up here with these cold analogies, yo. She's up there. Don't be coming up here with these analogies, yo. Hey, I didn't like that, man. Nah, much love, Mama Bear. You're amazing.
We're just here to show you the difference. We know I know where the water is.
I'll
I
be right
know.
back, y'all. I got a phone call.
Take your time, sweetie. Myself and a lot of people here in this spaces know who the fine founding fathers are of the cell movement. We were there when you started that first live stream, that first video that put up, that explained what you were thinking about when everyone else was feeling down and out. When we all thought this was over, and we were all crushed because of what happened to Henry Cavill. And we won't let that stand. And yes, like I said,
Yeah.
there are some can be so convincing about it. But we know the truth. And the truth will always find a way out.
We know what promises are words, right, Mama Bear?
Yes.
We know what promises are words. Yeah, look, you're absolutely right. I'm just glad that that these conversations are able to be had now, and everybody can actually say what's been going on, and we can find some kind of common ground.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, right?
Absolutely. And where we go forward from here, we go forward united.
Yep. Hey, whoever want to hop on the train, we've been saying the same thing, yo. And now this shit, bro, it's been like, yo, they ain't gonna put it in theaters, and then we're like, yo, man, it's gonna be in IMAX, and they're like, no, it's not. And then you see, hey, they're putting fucking Chronicles of Narnia in IMAX,
Yep.
right? And it just seems like at this point, it's like it's either you wanted to go to Netflix or you're sitting there saying anywhere but Netflix, which is crazy to me because I I keep repeating this. Netflix is the only place that has outwardly said that they want to continue working with Zach's fucking DC stuff. So people are hoping that one of these other companies come along and that they're able to do it rather than the company that expressed outwardly that they wanted Zach to work in DC again. It just seems crazy to me, you know?
No, I know. And when I've had these conversations with people outside of our community multiple times, with the whole Netflix and theaters thing, right down to somebody who was recently reached out to me that was initially not was 100% not believing that Netflix would ever, having whatever, buy, or get the Snyderverse or anything like that. He recently reached out to me asking me all the details and connected details, which we don't need to go into because we've all discussed them. And as much as, yes, there was a point of me that wanted to say, we've had this conversation a few years ago. I take a deep breath and I come at it just with a simple, okay, you're ready to have this conversation now. Eventually, you just got to remember what Zach said. They will fall, they will stumble, but eventually they will join you in the sun. You got to remember that, sweetie.
Hey, that's why we continued to rock out and we like, yo, we gonna drag them across the finish line. We've been saying that since day one. We like, yo, we gonna drag these across the finish line with us because we seem to be the only ones that kind of know what it takes to get there. And that's no slight, right? Anybody else that would have been capable, let's just say they might not have had the time. Anybody that had the time might not have been capable, But hey, it is what it is. It's just like, but these things are what they are. When Full Circle came through, nobody was gonna have Zack Snyder. That is so telling, right? And how long have we brought that up? That's so telling that nobody was gonna ask him. These people were on panels for hours with him.
They were asking him stuff about Spider-Man.
right? Which I didn't even know about until later.
I saw it
So
at the time.
I kept thinking every day while we were watching one of those movies that it was going to be something go viral. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, somebody just asked Zach about the future of DC." Like nobody had no questions,
We know
right?
who's
And
been
then it's
asked.
like
We know.
I ask him, and then y'all try to come at me, man, bro.
We,
Yo, this has just been crazy, man.
that's because you ask the questions that they're afraid to.
Crazy. And some of this
That's
stuff
all
is
it
just
is.
now coming back. It's like, yo, because we've done a lot, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah,
You
Yep.
guys have
I'm
been
gonna let you
asking
finish,
these
Can't
type
Mama.
write
of
this off
Yeah.
on
questions.
any taxes that I know of, you know. So you know what I mean?
No, you guys have been asking the effective questions. You guys are asking questions that need to be asked. That everyone's been dancing around, and you're the ones that have no hesitation. The fact that you guys started this off with rules of engagement, and I have been chuckling over this for 3 years. Trust a movement set up by two veterans to have rules of engagement. I love that. I like rules to start with, but just the whole concept of it is just so perfect. And your first one, be positive. And the amount of people that pissed off, is telling.
Mama Bear is they said that us having rules ruin the fandom. And then they turn around and have 5 rules for this trending event that they put on. This counter trending event. It's like, yo, like you cannot make this stuff up. You
Five,
cannot make it
five,
up.
ru- 5 rules. 3 of them were yours.
Right? And 2 of them was redundant. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Right? Yo, these things have to be said. Say that you're not trying to usurp what we're doing without saying it. They literally weren't even going to do a training event. Then we announce it. Then this counter one gets announced. First, it was use both hashtags, and then that turned into only use restore. Come on now, that's so fucking obvious.
Okay, but one question.
Come
When it
on,
came
yes, my
when
man.
it came up on the trending page or the entertainment page or whatever, when it talked about the cell movement, who were the accounts highlighted as the founders?
Yo, the 2 people up here on this space with you, mama,
Then what does it matter if they're
crazy.
trying to usurp? If even the
It's
algorithm
wild.
knows it's you.
It's too late. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, that's why it's kind of crazy that all this stuff is coming out now because it's like Grok had to tell everybody what was up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like it had to come from Grok. It's like before Grok said what Grok said, it was like, oh, there's all, and once
It was
again,
all of
they
us, and what
was,
does this mean?
yeah, and they was super hesitant to highlight me as the founder until that Comic Con situation came up, and then they were throwing it everywhere. Yo, tell me this shit is not calculated.
as
Come
calculated
on,
as
man.
come on, as calculated as they try to be, you two will always outmaneuver them. I have faith.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
just like
they don't
I just
have
want
the
the flies to
training
stay
you two
outside
do.
though. Yeah, I
Boo.
just want the flies to stay outside though. It's like they just keep getting in the house.
I
Like, you
know.
know what I mean? And it's not like it's gonna do anything. It's just a nuisance, you know? It's just like a slight nuisance, a slight inconvenience, you know?
I know.
And then we swat them and then we move on with our day. You know what I mean?
They don't have the training and engagement like you two do. That's all it is. Let them talk into the void and make the noise all they want. We know who was highlighted by Forbes, who was highlighted by multiple magazines. Which one, which hashtag was called effective? We know the truth. And we know which is the hashtag. We know which is the hashtag and who are the ones that started it. That will be the reason why this stuff eventually goes to Netflix or wherever.
And you know what's funny? Like this conversation wouldn't be necessary to rehash, so to speak, if not for so much pushback. Because on a daily, we're just doing our thing, doing whatever, and then somebody comes along and is like, "This is all stupid, and we should do it this way and that way," and then somebody goes, "Yeah, let's blend everything." There's always this conversation about how to dilute and how to destroy it, right? And when it's like, well, no, we should do it this way, on our end, this is why we're doing it, and this is why we created it. Oh, you guys created it. Oh, well, that's just, and it's like, okay, why is that a problem to say? And so that's why it's just interesting that, like, when release was happening, you guys can still hear me, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Because my phone was going in and out. When release was occurring, we all gave everybody their appropriate props and their appropriate positions for what they did, right? One person in particular was this chick, Fiona. Y'all remember Fiona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. We all gave her props, and wherever she is now, hope she comes back and says what up, because that'd be dope. So Fiona and everybody else, Vinaldo, there were like 3 or 4 people that were constantly giving props, right? And it's like, they were like, yeah, without them, this wouldn't be done. And then they got brought up on stage, so to speak, on screen, I should say, and they got highlighted by Zach, as well as other people during certain events, right? So it stands to reason that these things must matter, right? It must matter who is the brainchild of these things, right? It must matter who leads these conversations. It has to matter because it always has mattered. It's only become a it doesn't matter situation when this was born. And I just find that fascinating. But not to beat a dead horse on that, because I don't want people to think that we're some egotistical maniacs or anything. But let's all continue to have fun and rock out. Mama Bear, I'll let you take over again. And Sky, y'all do your thing.
I love that you brought up the release, because I was actually just thinking that, because I'm not afraid of having those conversations, those difficult conversations, or even getting the pushback, because it's because I've got a mind similar to yours. I see the patterns that I don't believe release would have been as effective if we didn't get the pushback from like a certain corner or whatever. That turned it from a bunch of people who are passionate about a hashtag to a full out conversation. And that I genuinely believe that's what got the attention.
Hey, I hear you, Mama Bear. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I don't even think that it's a situation where it's like a thing where we really focus on what all of the naysayers have been doing. It was just a few specific incidents of people doing certain things. And I think that when there was all of this you know, I don't want to keep going down this road. We've been kind of talking about this, but when some of these things happen, it looked and felt a certain type of way, and I think that no matter what, I mean, when you're trying to do something great, you're gonna have haters. That's just natural. So as we were doing this, if we're on the side of good or whatever, and we trying to get this done for righteous reasons and all that, you're gonna have natural pushback to that. Like anything dope or anything great that's worth having is gonna be hard to get. Like it's gonna be an arduous task. If you want to find a good person to spend the rest of your life with, it's gonna be a hard thing to do. If you want to go get the top job at your company, it's gonna be a very, very hard thing to do. Building something that's gonna last and be able to live in something that's bigger than you, right? Doing something like that is bigger, like I mean, it's gonna be hard to do. So we understood that this was never gonna be easy. It's just the way certain things went, and it was like, hey, there was just kind of certain personal lines that got crossed at certain stages, and that really just wasn't necessary.
I will relinquish the mic in a bit. I just
Hey,
the only other thing I really wanted to say is I feel very confident saying that when this happens, who's going to be highlighted like Fiona and Ronaldo was last time. Because let's face it, there are a couple individuals, two automatically come to mind because I have it all over my photo gallery, um, who consistently show up at SACS events and who ask the questions, one of which who purposely got chosen to ask a question. We all know that was purposely. Let them talk into the
hey,
void. You guys got this.
so let them tweet until the ether. Yeah. And thank you, Mama Bear, for pulling up. We appreciate you coming by and lending your kind words as always.
Always.
Right.
Yeah, we
And
appreciate you.
we really, really appreciate that. Much love, Mama Bear. And thank you. And hopefully we'll see you at the stream later tonight. Should be a lot of fun. All right, right. We're gonna get the next caller up here. Apex Lux, are you actually in a space where you can kind of like hold this down for 1 second? I want to go downstairs, and if I do that, it's going to end the space, and so I want to leave my phone up here.
Let me see.
I need like 5 minutes.
Let me get my charger.
I just gotta go move the car. You know what I'm saying? We got Antonio Gonzalez up next, right? As soon as you got your mic situation straight, you can ask your question or make your comment, bro. Floor is all yours.
Hey, what's going on, brothers? I'm pretty much new to this movement. I wish I had known about it, but the very first time I knew about the news, that Henry Cavill was not going to be Superman anymore, I was bummed out, man. I was like, nah, man, this can't be happening. There was something, in my being, there was this negative energy that just didn't feel right, and I'm like, man, I don't know if you're a believer in God and Jesus Christ, but I was praying and hoping, that somebody would do something, or say something about it, right? Because, my two boys, they were like, hey, who is this new actor, in uh, uh in David Cornsweet? And I was like, man, son, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We just gotta pray and we just gotta ask God, if there's an open door, for people that are, that are watching, listening, that somebody, might rise up and speak up, just speak out, about it, right? And I wish I had known, about this movement earlier, with the Snyder Cut and everything. I didn't know about it, man. At that time, I was in a hospital. Um, I was uh, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer, so I was at the point of death, man. And
Oh my
it was
God.
a real, yeah, it was a real challenge, to come back strong. But I did it for my boys. And the last time I was in a hospital, I saw Aquaman 3. And I was like, man, I can't believe this is gonna stop. This is so good and everything, right? But I wasn't aware about the Snyder Cut and the Ayer Cut at the time, until they finally released it on HBO Max, and then afterwards, that's when I found out about the movement. I'm like, oh dang, this is cool. I should join in, and I tapped into the Facebook space, and I was going, I've been going at it, against all the gun tarts and gun bots,
Yeah, word.
so
Yeah,
so like I just want to encourage you guys, you know, uh, I just want to encourage you, you know, to go all in, brother. Go all in, and then like you said, earlier, there's always going to be, opposition, pushback. Just go all in, man. Just block whatever negativities in your life, man, and just continue to move forward. With the power of God. Because that's the only way, man. That's what influence. Like I mean, like pretty much like the whole world. Christianity and the Bible and stuff, and that's what kept me going, man. And um, I also always, I try to encourage everybody on Facebook, to do, watch parties, even though it might not do much, but hey, to me, I keep watching Man of Steel, BVS Ultimate Edition, Zack Snyder's just every single day. I keep it going, man, nonstop. Yeah, I don't know if it matters or not, brother, but it's just a way for me to express, to show them, that this does matter
Mm-hmm.
and this is
Bro,
important, and
bro, this is crazy.
I I I just want to bless you guys, in the name of Jesus Christ. You know, just keep going on forward, man. You guys, do impact a lot of lives. You impacted my lives with the message of Henry Cavill being Superman, the Man of Steel, how he is stoic and strong. He's still like for the good old days. For truth, justice, and the American way. That's the way I was raised too. I read the comics, even though back in the day, when I was a little boy, and I've always loved Superman, man. And with all these changes, it's like, dude, nah, this is not the Superman that I know. So I always got to be, OG. I got to keep it real, man. So I mean, you know what? I bless you guys. I bless the movement. Thank God for you guys, man. And I just keep moving forward, man. You know, uh, that's pretty much my only 2 cents, that I want to put in.
Hey,
Man,
hey, it's crazy, bro.
those two
Like,
cents were very valuable, my friend. Goodness gracious, what were we gonna say, Scott?
yeah, I was gonna say, first of all, I'm wishing you the best in terms of your health, man.
Amen
You
to
know,
that.
I was going like I'm gonna be coming up on a year. I had like some life changing surgery last year, bro, and it was crazy. And yeah, man, and it's funny that you are talking about doing watch parties. We literally do watch parties every weekend for Netflix, bro, and we do watch parties on my channel and stuff all the time. Been doing them for years because that engagement does mean something, and it works towards letting them know exactly what you want as a consumer. So it's definitely something that matters, bro. And yeah, we appreciate everything that you just said, man. And yeah, we've been here in various ways from the very beginning, bro. From the time that these movies came out to release the Snyder Cut, to restore the Snyderverse, and then now to sell to Netflix, right? So yeah, bro. We really do appreciate everything that you said, and we want to start um, by just thanking you for that.
Hey, you're welcome, guys. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words, man. I know that the conversation of certain aspects of what you said, people can go, "What? That's kind of odd." But me and Sky have talked about all the time, like the the interesting conversation of like coincidences, right? And you say to yourself, like, what design is this, right? So even the way me and Sky met, right? Even our background, where we're from, what we used to do, we're military veterans. and then like the different circumstances that occur to now we're aligned and we've created this and we've started that and we've led this and led it's just interesting when you get through all the details. It's really fascinating to see that, I don't know, this can't all be just an accident, you know. Even the start of like us making the cool table when Sky, he called me, he called the homie Austin and Necron, and then you look at all of our skills. That's such a weird thing that like he just so happened to put us, all four of us together, himself, me, Austin and Necron, and we're all like we're specialized in certain fields that work for the betterment of what we do now, right? It's just crazy. And the fact that Sky came up with this idea that continues the passion and power of the fandom and has this big old conversation of, you know, selling the Snyderverse over to Netflix or a third party. It's just crazy how it just all kind of falls together. And it's kind of like, I do look at the sky and I go, thank God, thank you, God, you know, no pun intended, look at the sky. I look up and I go, thank you, Lord, you know, I do. You can ask God, like I talk about it all the time. So it's cool to hear somebody who has such a passion for faith. That's what's up, man. And I pray that you continue to have better health and your recovery, man. I hope you stay healthy, man, for sure.
Amen, brother. Thank you so much. Amen. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. You're welcome.
Yeah, man. We appreciate that, man. And you know, feel free anytime that we're doing a space. You know what I mean? You can pull up, bro. Have a conversation with us. It's all good, man.
And shoot us a follow, bro. Stay connected, man. You know, so you can keep track of everything
we do
we're
YouTube,
doing, bro.
bruh. I do YouTube streams like damn near 5 days a week. You know what I mean? And we're usually covering something like this or related to this. So, yeah, man, most definitely.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
God bless you as well.
For sure. Yep.
Hey,
God bless you too, bro.
and for everyone listening, be sure to follow at ZSJL to Netflix as well. That is the official hub account of Zack Snyder Cell Movement.
For sure. All right. We'll get Antonio up here next time. And we'll bring that dude that was requesting a mic must have left. Oh, all good. Hey, we're gonna bring up the homie Necron and Can. We're gonna bring up Necron first because we got some cool table in the building. I'm sorry, Cam, but I'm about to get you right up here with the boys too. What's going on, W Necron? And bro, can I go move the car? Can y'all hold it down for like
Oh,
1
I thought
second?
you already did that.
No. I'm like about to go now because you said hold on, and then I just never heard anything back. So I
Oh
was
shit!
sitting there waiting.
All right, bro, do your thing. Now that I got Necron here,
cool.
we should hold it down.
Yeah.
All right.
And shout out to the cool table.
Yeah.
Wait, and then wait. And then look, I'll bring Can up here now, and then he can just go on like mute until y'all done. All right?
For sure.
All right, cool. All right, in the end, I'll be right back.
What up,
What's going
Necron?
on, Leon? What's going on, man? This was a killer space, dude. I was like, always something good when there's a space, man.
I dug it too, man. Because hey, how you doing? I don't see the person's account. Who's okay? I see him there. Just a moment, Ken. We'll let you speak in just a moment.
Con, actually, buddy.
Oh, just a second, Con. We'll let you speak in just a moment. But yeah, Necron.
Can you go on mute?
Huh?
I said, Con, can you go on like mute, please, until they're ready for you?
Okay, I will.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
All right, cool. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, Necron, bro. I'm glad you were here, man. You heard pretty much the whole thing, right?
Yeah, I've been working away. I wasn't even going to come on because I got all this construction at the house. You might hear some banging, some machines, and all type of shit. So
Oh yeah, yeah. You was telling me about that. You was telling us about that.
yeah. So all the repairs are going down right now. But anyway, yeah, dude. Shout out to Antonio, who was just on.
Yep.
Anthony. Yeah, good luck to him. You know, that's some heavy duty stuff. So stay positive. That's the best thing you can do. Stay positive. And Mr. Aaron Fisher, I'm gonna give him his flowers for coming on and saying what he's saying. Defending his point of view. There might have been a couple inconsistencies, but whatever. Sometimes you're just water under a bridge after a while, right? You just like whatever.
Yeah.
But I also
that's
think
actually a great way to sum that up too. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I also I think too, sometimes the bigger picture is the bigger picture, and sometimes you can't get caught up in the weeds when you lose the big picture. So
right.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Sky, and it's hard to believe, right? We're on the cusp of something major is happening. That much we can feel it's going on, and I really don't know. I don't think it does happen without the cell movement. This was the light in the darkest of times.
Right.
I mean, Restore? What were they doing? Nothing. They kind of gave up. Honestly, I think Cell lit a fire under some of these people's ass. Like, well, what about us? And so they got back out there and doing stuff. Whatever the case, Cell is the effective one. It's. And I was thinking about too, Leon, earlier. The whole message was always Cell. We just focused on Netflix, like you said earlier, because that was the obvious choice. But even Zach said Snyderverse, sell it. So,
exactly.
The message has always been sell. It's not like we're gonna like pill over and be all mad if it doesn't go to Netflix or something. It's just like it's sell.
And that's why when Scott Stuber highlighted us, which is a crazy highlight, because he said a certain segment or a certain section of Zack Snyder's fandom. He didn't even say the whole fandom. He specifically said a certain segment or a certain section of Zack Snyder's fandom. So he's looking within a sphere and then peering into the sphere and picking out what he wants to highlight. And then he said, they want us to get Zack's material. The more Zack Snyder, the better. So with that, I was like, man, we need a name, because the hashtags are already, the idea was out there. The hashtags were out there. The rules of engagement. I was like, we need a name. And literally, I'm in the bathroom, right, on the toilet. TMI intended, right? TMI did it. I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like, Zack Snyder Cell Movement. That's the name, because we already had the great idea. We already had the cultivation of said idea. We had the ROEs, the rules of engagement. We had all that, right? Hashtags, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, well, what do we call ourselves? Do we just call ourselves the two hashtags all the damn time? And I'm good at labeling things and coming up with branding. I don't know why I'm good at that, but I just am. And boom, Zack Snyder Cell Movement is born. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
It sounds just like Zack Snyder's Justice League almost. Like it's got that Zack Snyder's leading this wink wink kind of thing, right? So Zack Snyder's Cell Movement, which means, because it covered the whole, like, everybody coming out here talking about, what about Amazon? What about Tubi? What about ItGaff? It doesn't matter. We're having a conversation about the selling and licensing of the Snyderverse to a third party. In our case, we were aiming towards Netflix, right?
Correct.
Zack Snyder's Cell Movement.
But Cell encompasses all that. So
yep.
Because I know there's gonna be some people, are gonna try to do whatever, and it's like, no. It's just the Cell Movement. When when it's all said and done. When Zach gave, I'll never understand, Leon. Zach gave everybody the marching orders. Snyderverse, sell it. That was it.
Yeah, facts.
That was was your marching orders. Get this shit sold. If it means buying the whole WB freaking company, do it. Get this shit made, man. looks like that's what's going down. And it's awesome because it'll.
I have my theories on it, and they still pretty much align with Netflix nabbing it. Even with all the stuff that we're hearing and all the rumors about that country possibly,
Yeah.
because and I'm not going to go deep into it, but I'll just say this. They facilitated TKO acquiring WWE. They facilitated the UFC going over to Netflix. Both of those things went to Netflix. Both were facilitated by them. So
Why wouldn't this be?
Right.
And I also think too, it would be easier for them to get this bot if they are partnered up with an American company. I don't see.
Well, thank you. Like what? Okay, so they buy it, right? What are they going to put it on?
Correct. They and they already got that working relationship with Netflix.
Correct. Both of those things were facilitated. And people forget whenever Sheik was saying, I forget his name, Turkey. I'll just call him Turkey.
Guy.
Forgive
Yeah.
me. The main man himself, when he was speaking about Zack Snyder and doing big movie, to quote him, right? When he was talking about that, shout out to him and Zack and Dana White and everybody that was involved in that moment. When they were discussing that, they were doing it in an event that was also hosted on Netflix at some point. So that's what I'm saying. Like so pretty much you guys understand my theory. Like this isn't like oh my God, it's, and again, the whole conversation was started by what we did, period, no matter where it goes. But this doesn't mean that, but to add to that is what I should be saying, is that I still wouldn't be surprised if Netflix already has it or they have a piece of it or something. And if it's facilitated also by them, I wouldn't be surprised by that either, because they've already done it. They've done it with they've done it with a sport in UFC, and they've done it with a sports entertainment company in WWE. So
yeah, they got ways of making things happen that they want. And it's a lot, like I said, it's a lot smoother if you have an American company involved with it as well. And just straight up selling it to Saudi Arabia. I'm sure that gets into a lot of legalities and such and all that. Who knows? But who knows? We'll see what happens. But what I always remember, bro, is Mikey said over at Netflix, because Mikey had ears everywhere. No one thought about this until you guys came up with the sell ideal.
Oh yeah, he did. He said that this wasn't even an idea on the table. No. I remember that, and that's true, because there was no chatter about it. No chatter at all. And that's the funny part, is that licensing and selling is not a new concept.
Not at all. Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these companies were doing that long before that co-head came along and screwed everything up, right? So, so much of that was happening. And then when he did what he did, and Sky responded the way he did, and I follow up and respond to Sky, it made it feel fresh and new, because someone talking about it in such a big, broad form had never been done. Because even with Sky's idea, it was a not finite, but it was like we're talking about the sequels. And then in my quick thinking, I'm like, it ain't gonna just be that. They're gonna come and water this shit down. So millisecond thinking, I'm like, Sell Snyder versus Netflix. Gotta add that too, because that encompasses any and every other freaking idea that you're trying to have, because we're not gonna be called fractious anymore, right? And so with that, the idea became like, okay, cool. Like now it's like, all right, nobody's talking about this ever like this. Nobody's talking about this huge IP in this manner, right? It's always like a movie or a character or a series. Like when what was that? That one Batman show got licensed over to Amazon. You know, with
Oh yeah.
this idea and the way we handled it, it became way bigger. So then you have bigger talking points where people are saying, well, this is a stupid idea, or it's crazy, or it's too expensive. And it's like, well, no, none of those things are true. It's just that we've never really had to ask for something like this before, because this is kind of unprecedented. When things go down, they usually just go down in a series, right?
Yeah.
Or a movie.
This is
And
a much bigger scale, but it is the same concept.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the same
Exactly.
concept.
Yep. So we take an idea that is, you know, it's licensing and selling. It's out there, but we made it innovative and remixed it into this Snyderverse thing.
I'm back.
And so we're taking all this, for sure. So we're taking all this conversation and we're like, all right, we already know what happened with the old conversations. No matter what anybody thinks about it, we ain't even got to rehash it. But it's not even about like dissing them or you guys poo poo on them. It's like, all right, what do we do next? That was the whole idea. What do we do next? Meanwhile, all these executives with all these billions of dollars are sitting around just doing their thing and greenlighting projects and hiring and not hiring and firing people. No one's thinking of what we're doing until we do it, which is why it was highlighted by him. He was the first one to highlight it. Not the first, but he was one of the first people to highlight it. James Gunn. So thank you. he said our idea was wacky, right? Because it scared him.
Yeah. Oh, and
He said of all the ideas, it was wacky, the wackiest. What were we gonna say?
When you guys did the stream the other night with the history of it, if anybody missed it, go watch Skywalker's channel. They broke it down, the history of that.
Absolutely.
And no arguments. You can't really say, well, what about? No, there is no. Every stone was not unturned. You know, you got to the dirt of everything. So that was great.
Hey man, I appreciate everybody that rocked out with that stream. I have no idea what you guys were talking about until I just got back. But yeah, I'm sure it was some GOAT level shit. You know what I mean? So
basically, just to sum it up, I was just saying, like, you know, that the idea of licensing and selling isn't a new concept because it had already been going on. What made it new was when you came up with the idea specifically for our movement. It basically was saying, instead of it being like a just a movie or a show or a this or a that, it became a bigger, huge brand. It's almost like, I didn't say this before, but it's almost like selling the entirety of Disney World and all the shit in it, because that's a universe, right? And taking it over to Warner Brothers, so to speak. Like it's insane to even ask of that, but we did it. That's what made it innovative, right?
yeah, I was even told because even picture it like this, right? Picture.
And then Necron reminded us that nobody else, like even the executives, like Netflix and all these other parties, didn't think of it.
Oh yeah,
that was the other thing.
Yeah, no, this definitely was an outside of the box thing, right? But let's just put it in this terms, right? Let's say that Warner Brothers has been 4 years cultivating this thing that is the Zack Snyder fan base because it was a DC thing. It's their property, right? So they're the ones kind of cultivating this fan base through their actions and inactions, you know, bot accounts, influencers, things of that sort, right? With that being the case, we can't right, and you guys have to realize budget goes into this stuff. Man hours goes into this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there is literally things that go into this that are like from a financial standpoint. So there are definitely there's been a sizable amount of money spent cultivating this Zack Snyder fan base from Warner Brothers, Warner Media, WBD, all of these different companies, and then we come along and just snatch all of that and take that shit over to Netflix. Imagine what that did and what type of shockwaves that sent. That's why people can act like these people don't know who we are and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, yeah, James Gunn don't know who y'all are. And it's like, oh, yeah, sure. Right? The people that was behind snatching the entire fan base and was literally out trending everything that he was even doing. Sure, he has no clue who those people are.
And bro, real quick, that's exactly why I said for those that have YouTube channels, I'm not trying to run anybody down because we already went through that. For those that have YouTube channels, I'm sorry, the way you collect information and disseminate it to the people, it matters. And if you're not doing it correctly, I got to think of you as being inept, or you're a part of the problem purposefully. That's the only two options that I have mentally. What other options do I have? You gather information on your platform, you disseminate it to the people, and if you're not doing it thoroughly, what other options do I have? Right? It goes right back to what Scott just said. Everybody that was important knew where all this stuff came from. That's why we had arrows shooting at us. Now go ahead, bro.
Nah, man. That's absolutely true, right? So, we've really behaved in the ways that we have this entire time for these reasons, right? Like we've known there's been a quote unquote bullseye, for lack of a better term, on our back ever since we started this thing, and it's continued to outtrend whatever Superman was doing. These things were an issue for that studio. And if you want to try to sit here and act like it wasn't, or try to like downplay it, like, then I already know that you're part of the problem. 100%. Because I know for certain what this entire movement did to this situation. This threw a monkey wrench in everything. This was not supposed to happen. Right? For sure. And I'm hearing now that some of y'all having some audio with the live. I don't know. I can hear everybody fine. I'm not sure
good.
what's really going on with that. But did we hear from Khan yet?
No, I haven't talked yet.
All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and hear from Khan real quick, and then we'll get Jeffrey up here, and then we'll start kind of closing out.
Thank you for having me. First of all, I'm from Turkey, or I should say Turkey in your language.
Hey, all the way from Turkey. What's up,
Nice.
Thank you. And I'm really honored to be with you guys. So, and I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan, and I'm a huge fan of him since I was 12. And I'm really honored to support his work. Not only that, but my mom also supports it as well, since she's a fan too, because I showed her a lot of Zack Snyder films. Besides Legends of Guardians of the Gahul, as they say, and she haven't
Word.
seen, yeah, she haven't seen Sucker Punch yet, but I will sure show it to her. But she watched Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman Ultimate Edition, and Zack Snyder's Justice League, of course. She also watched Wonder Woman by herself, and she also has a cancer like Antonio had, but she's getting better than ever, and I hope she will be get better. And I gotta share you guys another thing. I was so devastated for Zack Snyder's family tragedy. I was so devastated like I never been before, because he's my idol and I want to support him till the very end, even way in the future. Like I'm a huge fan of his work. I'm a huge fan of the delivering his messages and all of that. And I hope the Snyderverse will release. I mean, as in say, she'll return in 2027. That's my guess, because next year should be release of the air cut of the Suicide Squad, because it's the 10th anniversary after all. And the last thing I want to say is, if the Snyderverse is gonna come, how many movies? And my guess is either 7 or just Justice League 2 and 3 and plus Batfleck. I hope I didn't
Yeah.
bore you guys too much.
Oh no. I don't know how many projects is that we're gonna end up getting. I just know that whatever we're gonna get is more than likely gonna be more than what we were asking for initially. So I think it's gonna be substantial, and yeah, I definitely think that that's gonna be dope. So I'm not sure where
Yeah,
Apex
I
Lux
made
is
a
gonna look
video
on that
about that too.
Necron.
Yeah, I made a video about it, how many Zack Snyder DC movies should be possible at this point. When I'm a YouTuber too, just in case I wanted to tell you.
Hey,
And
all
yeah,
good,
I'm
man.
a
Hey,
huge.
and all dope. And I will go
Hey, that's
look
what's
at your
up.
channel. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, some of my YouTuber friends are not very much a Snyder fan, especially those are disguised as DC fans who's actually a Marvel fans, you know. And I'm not gonna
There's
shit
definitely a
about
bunch of
them,
them.
but yeah, I don't care what they say. I have some friends who respect my opinion on the Zack Snyder, and they respect about when I'm supporting him, and they want to learn it too. I would like to share them, but not all of them. Just fewer them. That's it. Not a big deal. But sometimes we can do simple arguments, but overall, friendship what matter most because when argument starts, you can't go anywhere. There's no winners like war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, it shouldn't be this serious, right? This should just be some cape stuff, you know. And it's like, hey, man, I think that Zach's movies are dope. And and if you don't, it's like, hey, whatever. But I don't know. For some reason, when it comes to Zach, it's always just deeper than that. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But
And
yeah,
is that
any
true? You're the
uh-huh.
one who started the sale of the Snyderverse thing, the Netflix.
Wait, what was your question?
Is that true? You started sell the Snyderverse to Netflix movement.
Yeah, I started the first hashtag. I came up with the idea. The homie, the new geeks that you heard up here with me, he kind of helped me cook the idea up, even though he didn't know what it was gonna be. But yeah, and he just tweeted out that
And I'm a
second
bit honored
hashtag.
to be here.
Oh yeah, hey man, and we appreciate you being here. But yeah, man, it was actually us, and it's been us, us three up here, um, plus the good Austin, people like Josh Herrera, you know what I'm saying, Curly Ray, Rebel Moon Theory,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying. It's been people like that that just been here like damn near like the whole time, just rocking out. You know what I mean? So yeah,
The homie
Yeah.
Necron too.
I had said us three up here, bro.
Oh no, I'm not trying to correct you. I'm just I'm
Oh, I
gathering
was
my
like,
stuff because I'm closing out with a client.
oh, I was like, bro,
No. I
I
was just
said
saying.
us
You
three
were
up
working
here.
in the
Yeah, you
space
funny.
at the same time. You working on the
Huh?
You both working and talking in the space at the same time. I'm talking about the what was his name?
Hey, bruh,
Nico.
we be multitasking, bro. We be multitasking. I promise you, bro. I promise you. We be multitasking, working while getting stuff done, bruh. I was literally puking my guts out while I was getting my tickets for Full Circle, like literally throwing up while I was getting the tickets. That is not hyperbole.
Oh,
That's
that's
not me
cool.
putting extras on it. Nah, man, we literally had to put in a lot of work, yo, and we don't get paid for this stuff,
I can
man.
imagine.
You know?
I wish I was in America. I like to see Full Circle if it's gonna happen again, or just the one thing only.
Hey, man, hopefully we can get another screening. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that'll be dope. Any like final words? Because I do want to get the next caller up here.
Oh, sure, sure. I just want to say Snyderverse will be restored. Be patient. Key is the patient. Patient is the key. And take care, everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime that we having these, feel free to pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
For
you.
sure.
See you later.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get him over here. Real quick, Necron, what's up, homie? You know, I can't even. Let me say what's up to the homie before I bring Jeffrey up here. What's going on, dog? How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. Can you hear that? Can you hear them working on my house? Did you hear all that?
I can hear like a little bit of stuff going in the background, but it's not really intelligible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they got the paint going, or
Yeah.
redoing the walls. They got the Tejano jams going. It's
nah, but I can hear you clearly, bro.
But you hear me good. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm sure working, like you said, multitasking, working, listening, supporting, doing all the stuff we do, you know.
And shouts out to the dog, W Necron, you know what I mean?
Play the show Saturday
Yeah,
night.
I can't hear. I hear nothing, to be honest. I don't hear any construction.
You don't hear? Good.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to the dog. You know what I'm saying? And I want to send some well wishes to the good Austin too. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yeah. Well, I guess Austin's working. God dang it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, but look, all right, let's get Jeffrey up here real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna step off now, dude. I just wanted to swing by anyway, real quick, and just say, great show, dude. All right.
Go ahead, Brody. Much love and appreciation, big dog. Yeah,
all right, later.
Hey, appreciate you, bro.
We'll speak later.
Shout out to the cool table.
Shout out to the cool table. Man.
All right, now let's get Jeffrey up here. As soon as you get your mic situation straight, the platform is yours, bro. You can ask your question and make your comment. It's all yours, man. Hey, and where's Floyd at, bro? Get Floyd up here, dog. You know what I'm saying?
He over there. I see him
Floyd
listening.
Up here, bro.
I see him
Get
listening.
Floyd up here, dog. Come on, man. We need headshot in the building. You know what I mean? What's going on, though, Jeffrey?
Nothing, man. Just really glad that you guys put this together, and yeah, just like really just kind of like just really about like the positives that you're doing for trying to get the Snyderverse out. Like when I first saw this hashtag going, I really didn't see it as like a tribalistic thing. Like like a long time ago I've even said that, man, like I really don't care about this tribalism stuff about like restore or selling stuff. Like the thing is, to me, is I'm just like at the heart of this, like we're doing this trying to get Zach's vision out there as in any way possible. So it's like whenever I see this kind of like bickering, it's just like very frustrating. So
I mean, I can definitely understand how that could be frustrating, but at the same time, I would say, whenever we've responded to something, it's been for a reason, right? And I think that when we look back in retrospect, pretty much everything that we said was happening ended up being the case that these things were happening, right?
Oh yeah.
And so with that being the case, and with us like having not really altered our messaging whatsoever from the time that we've started it, I mean, there's literally been like no changes. The ROEs have been the same. The mission has, the only thing that's ever changed was that we added in engagement events and moved the conversation. We even moved the conversation off of strictly just social media and tried to move it onto the platforms, right? And that still was seen to be a problem. So while I can honestly see that while the bickering might have been frustrating for some people on the outside looking in, I think at the same time, these things that we were saying were happening have been shown to absolutely be the case, that they were happening. And so, it's just, I think that when you look back on it, the word that I kept kind of coming back to was unnecessary. I think a lot of this stuff has been unnecessary, a lot of the bickering, right? But maybe, I mean, I don't know, and I've always said this too. You know, I'm like, everybody is going to have to look in the mirror for themselves and really answer that question as to what they were doing and how they acted. Right. And I guarantee you that if you were to strap these people up to a polygraph and really ask them, were they behaving in a way that would behoove us to be able to possibly help get the Snyderverse all back on one accord, I guarantee you that they couldn't pass that thing. Like, we offered this as a way to unify the fandom under something new that we could honestly see that was getting results. And we tried our absolute best to collaborate with each and every single, right? Like, yo, we had the situation earlier, and now you guys are finding out that I reached out to, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we, in the beginning, we reached out to everybody and tried to collaborate in good faith. We tried to have these conversations. These people were not interested, and everybody had their own reasoning. Everybody had their own stuff. I'm not gonna sit there and say, hey, everybody's nefarious and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, what they can't say is that we didn't reach out, because we reached out to every single person of any note, of any type of clout or whatever, that talks about this movie stuff and talk about Zach. We reached out and tried to collaborate. They were the ones that said no.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah. And we haven't been telling you guys a lot of this because it's been no reason to go online and add to conversations with these types of things. It just didn't make any sense, right? Like, we didn't need to tell you guys, like, hey, we actually was trying to work with Aaron Fisher and all this stuff, right? I didn't need to say, hey, I actually was trying to reach out with Tyrone Magnus, and I was leaving comments, and I emailed him, and I was trying to do these things, and my comments were getting deleted, right? And all of these things. Like, there's been hella shit going on. Like it's been, and we tried to work with everybody. And everybody told us in one way or another to piss off. And that's fine. But like, at the same time, it's kind of hard to hear about all of this bickering and like stuff now, because we extended our hand to each and every single one of these people.
Yeah. And that's really kind of like the thing that, and really that's really kind of like the interesting thing that you said right there about how you don't think about how you kind of like leave things out. Now let me kind of finish this, because like my thing is when people kind of like leave stuff out, I don't judge anything immediately out of like instant reaction, because I like to get everything I like to get everything in context first, and then kind of like make my final judgment on stuff. And really like everything that you said kind of like makes sense, because I can't imagine like actually kind of like looking back in a hypothetical world, if you did kind of like instantly publicly react to those people, they would have taken it a certain way, and it would have been a whole negativity thing bigger than it actually was.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it didn't benefit us in any way, right? We've had to separate ourselves from certain platforms. This stuff only happened when it came to a point where we could not stay publicly connected anymore, right? Like we've not wanted to, trust me. If anybody don't want to rock the boat, it's us. We have no reason to want to rock the boat, right? Like we have no reason whatsoever. So in all of these attempts to not rock the boat, right? Like to have our, olive branches be turned down, to, have all of these things happening publicly when like a lot of this stuff, we could have deaded this stuff a long time ago. I mean, I've been had screenshots proven, right? Even if you look at the Comic-Con situation, right? If you look at how many people believe that, and then Josh,
Yeah.
and then Josh Herrera posts his proof later, and everybody's looking crazy because I did nothing of the sort. So that's what I mean. Like these things didn't have to happen. Like when that Comic-Con situation came up, people could have asked me, they could have watched my stream, and literally in my stream, I said nothing happened. I said, yo, I just looked at him. And all these people made up all of this stuff about how I was gonna run up on the stage and how I caused the scene. And none of these things were true. But these were the same people that were, saying that, hey, I'm a grifter and I'm a liar. And people believed it. They ran with it. Like, and we know that they ran with it. So yeah, you know, I I do appreciate people coming back and having these conversations now publicly, because that was the only way that any of these things were going to get resolved, because it's been too much that's happened behind the scenes that we just haven't made you guys privy to, because it's made no sense to rock the boat.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make us look good. It doesn't make the movement look good. It doesn't make the Zack Snyder fan base look good, right? If anything, we've been fighting these toxic allegations this entire time,
Yeah.
right? And we've been and think about that. We've been the least toxic version of this entire fandom. That is an absolute fact. We've been the least toxic version of this entire fandom, and we've still caught hell. These people that, and I'm going to say this, and I'm gonna let you finish, but I think that these people that were saying these things and were doing a lot of this bickering, I think that they were they were the problem. And looking back now, I think everybody's kind of starting to realize that hey, these guys were actually just fans that was telling the truth and was putting forth their hard-earned money and time, energy, and effort into trying to get this done. And that's cool that everybody knows that now. But it's like, at the same time, we never wavered. We
Yep.
we never changed our messaging. We never changed our mission. We never changed anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll let you finish though.
But yeah, like completely agree with you there, because that's like even the thing with me. Like it really, like I'm gonna tell a personal story real quick, if you don't mind. But like yeah, like because that's really like the thing. Like ever since really actually first the pandemic, like I made like during the pandemic, everyone was kind of like shut down. Everyone kind of hit rock bottom, and really at the time didn't have a job. So details on that kind of like whoosh. But yeah, like pretty much like I was like basically Zach actually inspired me to actually make scripts, and really like how that is really like for me, like that's like that was like very helpful for me mentally. It also helped me like push it forward for me to actually pursue my dreams of being a filmmaker since BVS. And really I'm just like pushing and pushing, and really like where I am in like helping with Zach, like really like to me it's kind of like a ride or die thing. Like I would like if I'm it's kind of like how Leonidas died in 300. Like you would actually have to who you would actually kind of have to like do something extra for me to for me to help to stop me from supporting Zach. Like I am like a full supporter of Zach, whatever he does or whatever this fan base does. And if there's bickering in it, like I don't pay attention to it. I just want to support Zach the best that I can. And I just wish that other people can see that.
Yeah, man. Look, this fan base is so much for so many people, bro. One of the things that has really helped me throughout this entire thing, and I've told people this on like stream, and I absolutely mean it. One of the things that's really been important for me is that I've had these moments happen where I get to see how much that these movies mean to people, right?
Mm.
I've got to see and hear from people like legit real people in my life that I know that have told me that his films have saved their life. These aren't
Yep.
people that are always online. These aren't people of that kind of sort at all. Like I was in the hospital and I met a nurse who was telling me about how her seeing Nemesis and Rebel Moon changed everything for her because she finally got to see like this badass Asian chick in a sci-fi movie because she loves sci-fi movies, and she was comparing it to Doom and
Mm.
was saying that Rebel Moon hit harder for her because of that. Right. So I'm literally having these conversations with people, and I know how much this means to people, right, on a personal level. And that is why we are such guardians of this fan base, Jeffrey, because we understand these things, right? We get how people feel about these projects and how literally the world needs this shit because I'm seeing it. I'm experiencing that people need this. So that's why we haven't given up. And that's why we behave the way that we do. And that's why sometimes we can be a little prickly out, I like to say, right? But those are the reasons why, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Absolutely.
why. So whenever you see us going in on somebody, just think about this. That's why we're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know how much this stuff means to people, and we truly believe and know in our heart of hearts and mind of minds that this is the last and probably best way that we can get out of this situation and get these movies that the world so desperately needs. You understand?
Yep, absolutely.
Hey man, I appreciate you, bro. You be well, you know what I'm saying? I got to get the homie Floyd up here real quick, and then I get David up here, and then we gonna close this thing out. But we appreciate you coming on, Jeff.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yep, for sure, bro. For sure. We got the homie Floyd Lawton coming through. I put in a call for the hitman.
and he always delivers. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Floyd? How you doing, bro?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
All right, bet. First of all, shout out to you and Leon and Necron and Austin and everyone else within ZSSM. I just want to say that starting off, happy 11/17. Know what I mean? I just have advice for anyone in the chat. If y'all want to know who Sky is, who Leon is, who anyone within ZSSM is, just pop out. When you get the opportunity to come outside, just come outside. If you're invited to a meetup, come to the meetup. That's all I'm saying. You'll see exactly who they are, just like I did, and just like the remainder of the people that went did. Now, there's been a lot of gymnastics going on lately. Y'all have addressed it, which I really appreciated because it's really starting to piss me off. I don't know if it's because I met y'all in person, so things hit a little bit different when I'm seeing all the bullshit that's going on. But it's just like it's as y'all said, it was unnecessary. And there's also mental fortitude. If you don't have the ability to not be swayed or altered or whatever, I don't know what to tell you, man. Mental fortitude, bro. That's all it is. Real recognize real. And I'm gonna keep it short because I'm at the car dealership, but I just want to tell a short story. And this is something that me, Leon, and Sky actually never discussed. It's just something that I observed when we were in California together. And that's when I knew that they were some real ones. We was popping up, we was making a store run. Everyone's standing outside. In California, all the people, they like to stand outside in front of the store when they out there. So we walked into the store, and all of a sudden, somebody is trying to get Sky attention. We don't know who they are. There's a whole big group of people. Sky immediately turns around, walks up to the dude that's calling his name, or not calling his name, but trying to get his attention. It's like, what's going on? What's up? Leon immediately steps up on his left, like, what's going on? I step up on the right. And that's when I knew. We never talked about it, but it happened. And that's when I knew that they would always have my back and I would always have theirs. So if y'all want to know who they are, pull up. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey man, much love, Floyd Lawton. Hey, bro. Hey man. Yeah, we didn't talk about that either.
Right. We didn't
You know
need
what I'm
to.
saying?
We didn't need to. But I
But
wanted to bring it up
hey,
now because
that's
obviously
crazy.
there's a lot of confusion going on in reference to who y'all are and how we move. So I just wanted to clear it up. And if y'all have any questions, concerns in the future, just pop out when necessary. That's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we definitely never discussed that, bro. But nah, I actually appreciate you bringing that up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Because yeah, that's crazy, and I absolutely remember that because is that dude was swearing up and down that he knew who I was.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
I remember, and I was like, I don't think I know you, bro. You
right.
know, what I'm saying?
And,
I was like, I don't
and
think I'm
we
that guy that you think I
and
am.
we in Cali, dog. We on the West Coast. So it's different out there. You know, people moving different. So
Oh yeah, for sure, most definitely.
but yeah, man.
And yeah,
I just wanted to say happy 11/17. I'm really happy about all the participation that I've been seeing going on today. I actually was able to take the day off, so I was very happy about that, so I could contribute more. So I'm happy
we
that
left at the dealership too, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how we moving, bro.
right.
That's how the syndicate be moving, bro.
And now I'm
They
on the
be trying
move.
to tell us that they be trying to tell us to touch grass and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, homie at the lot. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Come see me at the lot, bro. What you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was,
I'm sorry. I just had to add that in. You know what I mean?
oh no problem, bro. No problem. But yeah, man. Uh, our footprint, we've made it. No one can take it away. So there's really nothing much left that needs to be said other than we're going to continue to do what we need to do until we cross that finish line. And even when we cross the finish line, we'll see what happens after that.
Hey, man, much love, bro.
Yeah, man.
Look, we
But
definitely appreciate you pulling up, man.
oh
For
yeah,
sure, for sure.
quick question: is the stream later? Is it going to be open panel or closed?
Bro, I will for sure send you a link. Come on, man. You already know.
Oh no, I was
You know
just
what I'm saying?
curious. That's all.
Nah, I got you, bro.
All
I
right,
got.
but yeah, what's up, Leon, bro? I ain't even heard your voice yet.
It's 11:17, bro. It's
Oh, Leon's not on here no more. Is Leon still a speaker, or is he just listening?
hold on one second. I'm having a hard time hearing
Oh,
you.
okay. I don't know. I thought Leon was I thought Leon was still on here.
No. I think it's me.
Okay, yeah. It's just you. Okay. I was just trying to say what's up to him real quick.
Okay. What were you saying?
Oh no. I was telling Leon that I hadn't heard his voice yet. I was trying to say what's up to him because I was just saying me and you rocking out this whole time.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I didn't
One
know that
second.
he wasn't on here no more.
Wait, but he should be pulling up now. Hold on one second. We'll see. And then we'll get David up here.
Yo, I think I might be having mic issues because I can't hear anybody. Y'all can
I
hear
can
me?
hear you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can see the sound effects going, but that's why I jumped off because I don't know, I'm having mic issues. But I just want to say, Floyd, I appreciate you giving that example, bro. That's a fire example. And if I'm interrupting, I apologize. I
Oh
literally
no,
can't hear anybody
nah,
right now.
not at all,
I
not
think
at all.
when the space goes on for however long, for certain people's phone apps, it just cuts off the sound. And if you hear me, Elon Musk, you need to fix that because that happens quite often. So I just wanted to say I appreciate you giving that example, Floyd. I'm gonna drop back into listening because y'all cooking.
My man.
Yeah, bro. Is there anything that that you wanted to add to that, bro?
I just wanted to remind you specifically in reference to that footage. Don't release it. You know what I'm talking about?
It's coming out, bro.
Come on, dog.
It's coming out.
All right. Well, that's the last thing I wanted to say. I thought that since it was 11:17, you on your good gracious and go ahead and let that happen.
Yes, can you hear me? I'm sorry. I was having some issues hearing you, bro. But it's definitely coming out, bro.
Yeah,
It's definitely coming out. And yeah, I don't know why you thought it wasn't, you know?
Cause it had been a while. It had been a minute. So I just figured that
Nah,
I remind you to not do it. That's all. That's it.
nah, bro. It's definitely coming out. It's definitely coming out. But yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to say
No, I'm
before we
good,
move
bro.
on, bro?
No, I'm good. I'm about to
You know what I'm saying?
hop out the car anyway. So I'll holler at you
Hey,
tonight.
and shout out to you once again for sharing that story. Cause yeah, I didn't even realize that, bro. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And that's wild, bro.
100%.
Just shows VSSM, you know what I mean?
So and lastly, it's a lot of individuals that are not gonna do that. Just step up next to you in real life. And that's all I wanted to say. That's specifically why I told that story.
That is the damn show. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, look, appreciate you coming through, Floyd. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get David up here. And yeah, bro, appreciate you, man. And yeah, I'm for sure send you a link for his stream tonight.
Cool. And shout out to David, man.
Yeah, because bro, you gotta be on the panel when the dispute comes to an end, bro.
I got
Because
you,
it's
bro.
coming to an end tonight, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
The dispute is almost over, you know what I mean?
I'm here for it,
It's been
bro. I'm here for it, bro.
it's been it's been a whole lot of disputes, bro, but they all about to come to a fucking end tonight, boy.
Yes,
You know what I mean? Anyway.
All right, bro.
Yeah, so look, we'll get you on the panel later.
All right,
for sure.
Peace.
All right, hold up. Let me get David up here now.
All right.
All right. David, once you got your mic situation straight, you can ask your question and make your comment. The platform's all yours.
All right, Sky, what's going on, man? It's good to speak to you.
What's going on, bro? How is you feeling?
I'm doing good. This is SPR Dave. I always see your streams, and that's how I got onto y'all. Shortly after the Black Adam thing, the fandom was getting really, you know how it was getting. People are shitting on you for going to watch it just because you wanted to see Cavill back in there. And then when they fired, and then when they fired him, I think I must have got back on y'all maybe 2-3 months after that, and because everything was kind of dim after that. It was like you kind of lose hope, and then I got onto your stream, and I was like, man, so there is hope. There is.
Yo, Dave. Can you guys still hear Dave? Or is it just me? Anyone hear Dave? Give me a thumb. I think it says he's connecting. Okay, we'll get Dave back in 1 second as soon as his mic situation gets cleared up. Man, he was he was kind of cooking. You know what I mean? All right, yeah, we'll get him back. Hold on 1 second. I'm sure he can go back out and come back. Yeah, man. Nah, this is just a great day, yo. And I'm glad that we got some people that's been here, like from the earlier side of things, and they can really kind of like vouch for what's been going on. That's super dope. Hold up. We got him back. So let's see. All right, Dave.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. No, man.
Back on you, bro.
I got to give y'all kudos.
Okay, I think he kind of disappeared again right after he started talking. This is crazy. Not quite sure what's going on. Elon got to fix these spaces, yo. All right. They definitely got to fix these spaces. Man, I actually really want to hear from David, though. Yeah, it's dope having you guys here that's been here from the very beginning. It makes having these conversations much, much easier because you guys have actually like seen what's been happening and you've like watched the people that have kind of come and go and the people that have just made themselves opposition the entire time, right? Like it's like everybody can see what's really happened, and I really do appreciate y'all that have rocked out. Maybe third time's a charm,
No,
David.
we're gonna try. I don't know. I
Ugh.
keep getting disconnected, but no, man. Y'all done a great job of keeping the thing. I really don't think if y'all didn't start this thing, I don't think we'd be here today with it. You know, and it's like so close. It feels like so. You know, I just want to give y'all just kudos, man, because you kind of held this thing together when at the time it was really fractured. It was. You could see the splinterings and especially when Henry got fired, like no hope at all. Here we go.
Oh no, no, no! You're good, man. I can still hear you. Hello? Oh, maybe he knew it was about to happen. And maybe he knew what was about to happen because I was like, oh no, I still could hear him. But yeah, man, that's unfortunate. Oh, hopefully he can get his mic back because I actually really do want to hear the rest of what he has to say. Okay, David. Yeah, maybe not. Hey, maybe he can try to come back. Yeah, this sucks, but nah. Having you guys here that have been here since the beginning, it makes it a lot easier to have these conversations. And when we actually get to hear from you guys, it just makes it so much better. Go ahead, David.
Okay. Sorry about that. It just keeps reconnecting, disconnecting. But anyhow, like y'all done a great job. It wouldn't, I don't think we'd be at this point without you guys doing what you did. But going to all those events. I wish I could do that. It looks so much fun. And that's really y'all putting in that work. And I wish I could be doing that. I can't do it. I care for elderly parents. But like there's so much hope because I'm tired of all the garbage we see. And Zach you can tell he really cares about what he's doing, and we need that back. We need that back. So I think, and then also going through those history. I like those streams you did, going through the history of everything. So it helped people like me that aren't able to see everything that's going on and understand it better. And you see their tactics, what they've been doing. So it's just been a trip. So I appreciate all y'all guys and the streams you do and just making things aware. So like I said, man,
Hey, that's super dope, bro.
yeah,
That's
man.
super dope, bro.
Yeah, because there was a point where there's not, for me at least, I was like, oh man, I was really bummed out. I was like, there's no more hope because they fired Cavill, they're going through with this, but look at it today. Now it's like the possibilities like right there, and I can't wait. I'm excited about it. So I appreciate what y'all all do. I'll keep it short. That way you can do what you got to do. But appreciate all y'all, you, Leon, the rest of the guys, the Cool Table, Necron, everybody, and then all the people I see here. So thanks.
Hey, I just got this to say, bro. He kicked Joe Lewis's ass. Nah, I'm just joking. But look, um, bro, the hearing from people like you, bro, that's been here rocking out, that's super dope. And not only that, man. I know a lot of you guys can't come to these events, but that's why we always try to document it is the way that we do, because it like actually, or we feel like it brings you guys with us, right? And that's what we're trying to do. And I'm just glad that we've been able to do that for you guys up until now. So much love, Dave. All right, I'm not sure if he was talking again or if we just can't hear him. But nah, we appreciate Dave for coming through. And hopefully next time the spaces is acting better and we'll actually be able to hear all of what he has to say uninterrupted and that stuff. But we'll get him back next time. We got Bishop D.M. Williams, the one, the only, pulling up now. Let me go ahead and give you the mic, bro. As soon as you get your situation straight, you can ask your question or make your comment, man. The floor is all yours, bro.
Hello.
What's going on, Bishop?
Hey, all right, everybody, just calm down. Just calm down. The bishop's here. All right. I just want to say that I've been with you guys, the Sky. I've been watching you since when you first got on your balcony. You know, I've been watching since you first got on your balcony, and
That's a long time, Bishop.
yes,
That
sir.
that that was a long time ago, bro. For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've been through the whole. I've been there since.
Eviscerated Garbo. Just so y'all know, I eviscerated, bro. Our list of people that we've gotten the fuck up out of here is crazy. But anyway, I just want to add that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I've been there through the whole Mikey era at the beginning when it first got started, and then when we tragically lost him. I've been there when you came up with this brilliant idea. And I've been supporting you ever since. You and the rest of the Cool Table and the Syndicate Network have been a very big inspiration for me, especially with my channel, you know what I'm saying? And getting that started, because I see the determination that you guys have and the dedication that you guys have, and it's inspiring. It's very inspiring. And to see that you're coming from a genuine place. It's not for clout. It's not for anything else but the love of what we love, and to see it to its completion. And I'm just so proud and so happy to be a part of this fandom and this movement. So I just want to say kudos to you guys. Congratulations on everything that you're doing. And I didn't know if y'all know, but it's coming.
Right? Hey, can you feel it? Can you
Yeah.
feel it? Can you feel it? Right? Let them know.
Oh!
We ain't playing over here, yo. Y'all seen that Michael trailer, bro? I'm locked in right now, bro.
Yo, yes.
I'm
Y'all ain't
locked
ready.
in right now.
Y'all not ready.
Let
Y'all
them
not
know. Mama said, Mama saw Mama Kusa. Right now, it's gonna be crazy. Look, we locked in, bro. We locked in, Bishop. They don't know,
Oh, now.
Bishop. They don't know, Bishop. You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying? They don't even know why you sing your song, bro. They don't even know.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
Yes, man. It's just, I have faith. It's faith, Alfred. Faith. I have
Right.
faith.
Pure faith. Pure
Abs-
faith, yo.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, we appreciate you coming up here, Bishop. You know what I'm saying? And for spreading the good vibes and energy with the people. You know what I'm saying? Bringing the good words, man. And we appreciate that, bro.
Absolutely, man. And everybody in here, from Nesta to Floyd, and everybody in here, and Austin and Mama, all you guys. You are all part of my family, and we gonna celebrate this monumentous of feat together. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's gonna be
and I,
lit, man.
I don't know if I told y'all, but did y'all know it's coming?
It's coming, y'all. Let
Oh,
them
okay.
know. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Look, we definitely appreciate you pulling up, Bishop.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure, man.
Thank you, man.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. And you can come back on any time, and we'll just see you at the stream later tonight. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I'll see you there.
So for sure, for sure. All right, we'll get the homie Bishop back up here next time. Let's go ahead and start rounding this thing on out. Man, this has been such a dope space, such a dope discussion. I want to thank everybody that joined and everybody that came up here to have genuine conversations. Um, you know, conversations can get a little crazy, but at the same time, as long as all parties are having them in good faith, it is a good thing, right? And that is how you get stuff done, and that's why we were able to um come to at least some kind of point of agreement, even if it is to disagree about certain points, but we're able to kind of have that conversation in front of everybody. It's genuine, no retakes, no cuts, no do-overs, no edits, just raw, pure conversation and genuineness, right? So I do want to thank everybody that came up and joined, and yeah, we're gonna start closing this thing on out. If ain't nobody else got nothing to say, I'm literally dropping this dog off that I've been sitting for, and I'm almost about to park. because I want to get this one last thing off before I go. So y'all bear with me. I'm pulling up right now at this Cane Corso riding shotgun. You know what I mean? The big guy, as I call him. But yeah, let me get this off because it's been a lot of things that have kind of been said about us and like what we do. And I want to use this opportunity to kind of speak on that because um as you guys have been hearing from people that have not only just been rocking out with us um genuinely this whole time, but that also have been there and been um they've like literally met us in person, right? All of these things. And you know, while other people have continued to call us liars and grifters and say that we're taking advantage of people and all of these things, nobody that has met us in real life or that has been up on here that even rocks out with us at all will agree with any of those sentiments. So that is also why we take these things so seriously when people try to say like, hey, they were grifters and this and that, because it's not true. And we've done everything in our power to show everybody that's not what we're about. So the fact that these things are said, it really just shows that people do not know us, they do not engage with us, and that really they're just looking to spread some kind of narrative because these things couldn't be further from the truth. So I want to thank you guys for being here. And I will see you guys later. Those of y'all that's gonna rock out with is the stream. We do have something substantial coming for you guys because hey, the dispute is almost over. I've been teasing that on the channel for quite some time, and y'all about to see what we're actually talking about later tonight. So thank you guys. Shouts out Sales ZSJL and Sales Snyderverse to Netflix. We're gonna get it y'all next time. It's Skywalker and I'm out. Bang. Shout out to the homie Leon.